Hey, what's up, y'all?
Damn.
I mean,
Someone die?
Nah, we don't.
He's right here.
No, we don't.
I want to die.
Stop it.
Fuck these squirrels.
Is it still up there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. That's
I don't think the squirrel's going anywhere. But
even when the squirrel's gone, it's in his brain.
I don't come into the pre-show like that's not what we do. That's for like the main show. And I'm also like,
you reserve your energy for that. You had a rough weekend.
I'm saving. Don't talk about that.
I'm not.
Don't.
I'm sorry.
Wrong show.
Yeah, I know.
You decided to skip out. Don't blame me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like
it was icy roads.
You know what? Normally I would have called bullshit. But you're in the middle of fucking nowhere. I get it.
Yes.
Yes,
pretty much.
Not. Okay, look, he's not like far from. That's not how Austin works. But where you have to get to, right? There's some country roads.
Not really. 35.
There was no ice. You were fine.
But I take the back roads. The back roads are icy.
So then that's what I said. I see.
Because it's 35 this side. The other side, it's country road 123.
And I tried to give you. You know what?
I take country road 123.
You know, I can't with you sometimes.
Yeah, no.
Oh, what up, Lil Hawkins? I see you with that
Safety
Prime
first,
sub 9 months. We really appreciate that.
We appreciate that, Little Hawkins.
Before we get into the topic today,
right.
I think, you know, we've talked the other day, you know, and after talking with Sammy a little bit, I think everyone needs a little vacation, except me, apparently, you know, because I just go on vacations all the time.
Need cash for a house.
Isn't that your job?
Yeah, no, it's not. I wish.
Weren't you just in like Bermuda?
I was in Boston working.
I know it started with the B. I mean, I'd figure you just do that coming to America shit and spin a globe and wherever your finger hits. That's where you go
I
for
wish.
that weekend.
That's not how it works. And I don't have the income to do that, but nah.
You would if you could.
I would if I could.
Yeah.
But in deriving, and what's up, Mad Chocolate Gaming? 20 months on a 16-month streak.
God. I love
Should
that.
take a break from us. It's like, go give your sub somewhere else. No, I'm kidding. We appreciate it.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Don't treat yourself here.
He can.
They can. We don't know.
Yeah. They can. I apologize.
Yeah.
Yes,
Correct yourself.
It just surprises me sometimes that women listen to us. Well, us, not really. You know, not really with us.
Yes, and not
because I mean, we're on the level.
Yes, we understand.
Yeah. I like to think we are. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, we're two taken individuals, so we have that constant exposure to correct ourselves, right? So we can, make sure we have our approach right.
Very true. Very true.
That said, okay, but Tommy, we're chit-chatting.
Right.
And I want to ask you the tough question.
Okay.
What's refraining you? What's your holdback from taking an international trip?
I don't like, I've done the plane thing. I'm not fond of it.
Okay.
The feeling of being very far away from home it jars me sometimes. So yeah, I would say just that.
Just that, because I'm like, hey, you have a good job. Yeah. I assume you got some PTO around there.
Yeah.
We work in techno variation. So I'm like, what's so it's just about the doing it part.
It's the doing it part. It's a lot. But it's something I would like to do.
And
eventually.
let me flip the script. How about your girls? She also like you on that one, or?
Oh no, she loves to travel.
I know she likes to travel, but international travel.
Oh yeah. Cool. Anywhere that's not here.
That's usually how it works out. So I would say, I think it's about ripping off the Band-Aid, because I feel like, I think I was telling you when you're at my crib, the once you do that international trip, you start being like, dang, I want to spend more time doing that than the doing this. Yeah,
see, and that's another issue. Remember, that was my whole issue without, why I didn't travel in the first place. It was like, because I want to stay where I vacation.
That is true. You did come back and validate Sammy on California, and that was problematic.
It's a great place. It's really pretty.
Dude,
the weather's great. I'm a weather guy. If the weather's good, I'm
Let me help you out. I will give you all of that. Trust me. Yeah. I'm with you on the Cali note.
Right.
I just, if I say I like it too much, I'll never hear the end of it sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's a problem with him. But I got to be honest.
It's okay that I'm right. It's
not
okay that I'm right.
That state state doesn't allow its people to afford to live there.
No.
You stop it.
No.
Yeah, this state doesn't allow its people to afford to live there. That's what I've been talking about today.
He's not lying. It's pretty rough.
I can't afford to live here anymore.
Yeah. That's why I live in Round Rock now with the other black people.
I think it's a little easy. I think it's yeah, you did find black people. Say that for the show, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's black. No black subject.
It's one of our
No, there you go. That's what I was saying. Say that.
Yeah. That's an in-house.
Black people don't live in Austin.
No.
But no,
Fact or fiction?
I love that.
I like to tell people, especially when it comes to, living situations. I like California. It's just expensive everywhere. Right. But Austin's the most expensive city in Texas. Like, if you wanted to live elsewhere, like, you can. It's not too bad.
Houston's cheap as shit.
I wouldn't do it, but it's cheap.
I'm here, right?
Yes, there's I pay that little extra. But been doom and gloom with economy stuff, and so I'm like, where would you go? What's holding people back from the trips they want to? And if it's money, well, that one is the easiest fix. So.
Because our fans donate lots of money to me.
No, not that. No. They donate money to themselves to take that trip they want to.
They don't need one as bad as I do.
Everyone
needs a trip, to be honest. I got back from one and I said I need a trip.
Well, you went to Boston, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was a work trip, man. It was not a trip.
That's not a trip. Yeah, that's work.
Yeah, I have a problem with, how'd I put it?
Where is there left for you to even go?
A lot of places.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to a lot of places.
Covered the globe.
I've never been to South America.
South America, that's the gem right there. That's a lot of people. That's the one that's eluded them. Except our friend Ray, who went to Colombia and convinced me, at least, to try Colombia out.
I've been to at least continent-wise. I'm still missing Australia and South America.
Australia's too far for me.
It's not far.
It's far.
It's not. Everywhere's far.
They're off. Like, to themselves, like, everything can kill you there.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying it's close, but if you're going anywhere in Asia, it's about the same as Australia. So it's just kind of like, what's your flavor?
Yeah.
And you have interest in Asia, so I do. So it's the same thing. I will give you that Australia feels like its own little unit over there, but also they don't really got problems like that outside of their animals and inherent racism occasionally, but that's America. So I was like,
I think they got like the acid geyser things or what the fuck ever. Like, it's a lot of shit there. Tarantulas,
and that's why.
Tarantulas.
And let me put you on game. That's why you go to Australia's friendlier cousin that's right next to it, New Zealand.
I will go to New Zealand.
New Zealand.
That'll get me. That's what Taika Waititi's from.
You know what's funny? New Zealand. Everyone who talks about New Zealand is just like, it is immaculately pretty and wonderful,
the opposite of Australia,
and just nice. Except there's just a few people there. But yeah, everyone in the chat, give me where you want to go. Give me where your trip is.
And TJ will send you there.
TJ will not send you there.
Okay. I tried.
Again, my financial situation does not equate for me to be able to just sponsor trips.
Well, you'll go with them. It'll be like a 2-for-1 deal.
I'd be down.
It'll be part of the sweepstakes.
Sorry, y'all.
I want to go to Ghana also. That is on my list.
Africa is so there's a couple of and just for those who like haven't done their first international trip, which again I'm going to encourage you, do it now. Do it. Don't say you're going to do it. Just do it, because life is too crazy. You can always pull yourself from a hole. You can't pull yourself from a hole of experience, right? Because I always tell people, you'll push it off, and even I push off trips, and I'm like, I won't. But I'm challenging myself this year to not push things off, and so I'm telling people, do it. But to that point, I think there's two types of trips. There's overall trip, and I think this is kind of what turns off people sometimes. There's overall trip being expensive or flight being expensive, and you got to kind of break it down, right? A lot of the times, so using Japan or Africa, it's really the getting there that's expensive. But once you're there, you're cake.
Okay.
So like you can make it work like with pretty good budgets. Yeah. Then you have Europe, where it's not the worst to get there, but it's also not exactly cheap while you're there, right? So the overarching cost and expense of the trip is going to be pretty large. But like, just to shoot, how much do you think a plane ticket to Europe is? Just
what part of Europe?
Let's just say England. Just say England.
A plane ticket?
Yeah.
Oh God. 500 maybe.
Okay, unless you live in the Northeast, that would be true. But it can range, like it's usually close to it could be around the 1,000 range.
Okay.
But then, in the same note, to fly from here to Japan is $1,000. So it's like, it's very interesting in terms of like the cost of the ticket's usually the priciest part. And then the living expenses ranges on where you're at and what you're comfortable with, of course.
Yeah.
But but on the flip side, you can fly from here to Aruba for $300 if you catch it at the right time.
How was it?
Didn't go. I've not been to Aruba.
Oh.
I'm just saying
That's surprising.
You can fly to Aruba for $300 from here.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all. And so, but that when you're going there, you're going to be at a expensive resort and all those other things. And so, there's just kind of nuancing and balancing. Where I say like, I guess this is not a fault towards Mexico. I'm just like, I've gone to Cancun a bunch. I was like, I don't count Mexico's trip. Not because it's not great.
It's right here.
It's because it's right here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, been to Texas. I'm like,
yeah. Sure, people up north aren't too thrilled about Canada. It's there.
You know what? That's a good way of putting it. It's like I would be fine going to Canada and being like, "Yay, trip!" I'm like, "Oh, cool, Vancouver."
Yeah, that's a thing.
And then it's like I go down to Mexico. I'm like, "Woo!" It's like
you live in fucking Rochester. It's not like super. I'm in Montreal. Great.
But I definitely how do I put it? Just encouraging more people to take a gamble on themselves.
Yeah.
Because again, you regret the things you don't do, not the things that you do and fail at, right?
It's very true.
And I feel like, trying
Just live like, can I do a public announcement to the people?
Yeah.
Keep it, it's on me already.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck it. That should be the theme of 2024. Fuck it. Like, it's been the most lackadaisical New Year ever. No one cares. Everyone's like, I got to pay bills. I don't care. Like, it's just whatever.
Been depressing.
Been the most depressing New Year ever thus far. So so my thing is like, fuck it. Just do what makes you happy. If it's legal, if it's, consenting, do it. Have fun, Hedonism. If you and your partner want to fuck, in a Wendy's bathroom, do it.
Preferably pick a better bathroom, but
Shake Shack. I don't care. Pick a bathroom. If you want to do it, do it. That's my whole PSA for this year.
I think you're right. Take trips.
Blow the bank account. Kids' college fund, fuck it.
Well, time.
They're not going to amount to anything anyway.
He's
just go on that trip.
He's gearing it a little bit in that direction.
The Bahamas.
I hold up. Now pause.
TJ will go with you.
Maybe, but no, time out. You gotta. There's a balance to things.
Take the kids if it makes you feel better, but the college education thing, that's a joke. So blow the money and make yourself happy. You have to have the kids in the first place. You deserve something. It's what I say.
There's a balance there.
It ain't no balance. Do it.
Stop it.
The balance is do it.
Stop it. Now there's a balancing act.
I encourage.
Don't put yourself in a position where you're going to be miserable when you come back, but live your life into an extent.
Can they fuck at a Cracker Barrel?
No.
All right.
No.
Well, I'm just saying. It's
no.
Why not? I feel like that's a twofer.
No.
It's justice.
No.
Somehow it's justice.
No.
I guess if you fuck at a Cracker Barrel. Okay. Well, I tried.
No. Did I say no?
Yes.
Only Red Robin.
Oh, you can Red Robin's. Oh, yeah, Red Robin. What else are you going to use a Red Robin for?
Right. You're not eating there.
No one's eating Red Robin. You know how they don't do the hourly hotel rates anymore?
They don't?
They do not. It's an illegal thing.
Huh?
And it's a Red Robin.
I didn't even know that was illegal.
Just go to Red Robin instead of doing the hourly hotel thing. Because what else are you going to use a Red Robin for? Isn't that what the bottomless fries are?
Yep.
Yes.
They're trash fries, though.
They're actually okay.
No, they're not.
I like steak fries.
I like steak fries if they have flavor, not just dry potatoes.
You have to ask for the seasoning.
You have to ask for seasoning?
Yeah, it's like they have a seasoning.
Fuck Red Robin. Thumbs down.
Well, I mean,
that's my food. Can I be a food critic for a minute?
No, I don't like your food critics.
Red Robin.
Blacklisted from Austin restaurants last time I let you go
They're
off.
Not good anyway. Round Rock restaurants. that's what it said.
I let you loose that last time, and I'm
minorities
and I'm like, I hope that barbecue spot don't listen to us, because I like them, but I'm on there.
You're the only one.
I'm not. I know I'm not.
At this table, you're the only one.
But no, Oh my gosh, I don't know. I got the yawning bug. When it comes to some other things, jobs wise, I think people have a bunch of passions that, haven't been challenging themselves. I mean, I call myself out on that one.
I mean, it's hard to find just
that balance.
I mean, just
the motivation.
And yes,
I feel like when you're beaten down,
which is
so true.
Things just seem to be just compounding. It's just we've been beaten down, now we're just getting kicked and shit while we're down.
I definitely
at this point. That's what it feels like.
I definitely feel that.
And that can stifle, I mean, if you're a creative, that definitely stifles creativity, So it's like those passion projects that you wish you could do, like where are you gonna find that? You have to try. But like, see, it's where you finding that, TJ?
I think it's
you need to someone needs therapy here. Like, we need some trickle down therapy on this show.
Well, I think that it just comes from a place of because you don't think things can change.
Yeah.
You get in a place of complacency that eventually makes your feelings feel compounded and more troubled and trapped, right?
Yeah.
Even with, this calling myself out there, even with like, my life being the way it is sometimes where I'm like, yeah, cool. I get to travel, I get to do these things. I get to, I travel for work, but I get to, have a pretty okay job, all that. I still feel like that.
Yeah.
A lot of the times too.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm like, am I challenging myself? Am I making myself feel outside of the comfort and norm? Do I love what I do? Do I you have to ask yourself those questions at incremental moments to ensure that you're, thinking and performing and being the best you can.
Yeah.
What I think last year did to a lot of people, which is not wrong, right? You come out of a long period of COVID to, when the weird part was, with all the negativity that was happening during COVID, and there was a lot of negative. Positives were, economics wise, you were good. Like a lot of the money, things of that nature was like the economy was like. So now you're like, cool, we're free. We're all got this. And then everything goes to shit, right? And so now you're stressed out and you're almost trapped in a different way. You're like, cool, I'm free, but not really.
No.
And so it's really just been a cycle of feeling
like
trapped and contained,
wheel.
right?
Yeah.
In different ways and facets. And so, I don't know, I was having a nice heart-to-heart moment with myself these last couple weeks and being like, what's up with my anxiety recently? What's up with like me? Like chiming in with me and challenging some of those notions. And I, just encouraging people, not there yet, but just challenging people to, don't get trapped in yourself too. Yeah. And I think that there's more ways out than we think there are.
I agree.
I think it's just a lot of the times taking the gamble on yourself.
It's taking the gamble. It's also in the moment thing. Like you can lose a little rationale when you feel beaten down and defeated. And just remember, like, things may seem dire, but at best they're still the same.
They're the same.
They're the same. And here's the thing: you just have to not believe the bullshit that your brain is telling you sometimes. Which is hard to do, but just know that things can get better. Like nothing. It's not a permanence. Like it's not the end of the world just yet. So,
I mean, look. If you're able to watch us, if you have the bandwidth to do that, right? If you're able to chat with us, just remember you're in and this is not a bad thing. You can be in a great place and still feel bad. That's okay.
Yeah.
But like if you don't feel great, even though things are going good, that just because things are great for you doesn't mean you don't experience negativity. That's totally fine.
Right.
Semicolon. However, I think it's all about like reminding yourself sometimes that, cool, if this is my worst or if I'm getting close to my worst, then there's only one direction it can go, right? And that isn't always true, but at the very least, you're rationalizing with yourself that there is another route to go through. Yeah. But I like to, like I said, I guess I've been seeing this kind of thought process, not just with myself, with,
it's pretty universal, right?
Hey, my partner, all these kinds of things. And just like, hey, let's not get caught. We've spent too many years in a row getting caught.
Yeah.
And we've got to kind of, how many days does it take to build a habit? 30 days, right? 40 days?
Yeah.
30 to 40.
Yeah. Is it 63?
Yeah. Well, and how long were we in the depressive mode of COVID way
2 years.
longer.
It's pretty much 2 years.
So remember, you're fighting your COVID habits.
Right.
2019 was totally different. So I'm like, cool. I'm not saying you get back to an old you. You're evolving into a new self.
Things have changed. Everything's changed now. So yeah, it's a new you time, basically.
So, but yeah, I implore you, like, this is me being as honest and open as possible. Challenge yourself on some, like, gonna mess up, that's okay. But don't go into these next few months feeling, and if you feel great, then shoot, keep on doing what you're doing. Like, I want you to feel that. But don't feel stuck. Don't accept being stuck and complacent.
And also, if you learn nothing else from this conversation that we've had right here, you're definitely not alone.
You're not alone.
You are for sure not alone.
Not alone at all.
You are more not alone than ever. So, yeah.
But I do make the offer all the time. If anyone out there ever wants to chat with me, slide to the Discord. I've chatted with people.
I need to get about work. I would love to get on the Discord.
I've taught about life. You got to DM me. Yeah. But slide in my DMs. I'll make sure to holler at y'all. I try and avoid some of the other chats because let me rephrase that. Sports chat dunks on me. So besides that,
well, that's your fault.
I know. I bring it to myself. I'm kidding.
We are taking that.
The sports chat this last week was so they switched from dunking to being like,
I didn't want any part of
I'm
that.
depressed for you. I hope TJ.
Did they really?
They said I hope TJ's okay.
I watched that game with you, so I was like, I can't dunk on this guy.
Yeah, I was like, you saw the second half. I was despondent
and be super happy and have you here just despondent. With that said, we are accepting actual Texans to the fan base.
What are you talking about? You're accepting Texans fans. I am a Texans fan. Let's get to the show. What's up, beautiful people out there? How y'all guys doing? I am your lovely host with, I guess, the most. I don't like saying that one. It's TJ. How you guys doing? I know you just got all of the therapy and loving and hugs, TJ, from the pre-show.
You help people out too.
I don't know who that guy was. That's not Blaxcellence. Me? No, I'm kidding.
No, you're a man that wears many hats. You are a therapist now, financial advisor, travel agent, and friend. There you go. Many hats.
Just telling me I should be a life coach. Yeah. Like, what do you want to talk today?
You should get your Tony Robbins on. Yeah, get that little earpiece like microphone.
What's your job?
Today, we're going to talk about success. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I can see it now.
You can't have success without sucking. You are not great, but you can be better.
You venture right there.
Yeah, next to my tax business, so I can do little Hawkins taxes. So, what's up, y'all? It's been a minute. When was the last Blaxcellence show that we did,
no
Tommy?
idea.
Oh, wait, introduce yourself.
Oh, Tommy, how's it going?
Say with your chest into the mic. Come on.
It's Tommy. What's up?
Get all bashful now that I put the spotlight on.
You know.
Well, get your money up, not your funny up.
That could be your slogan.
I'll put on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
But no, so happy to get to join with y'all today. And I would put this in the category of more of a fun topic.
I think so.
Because, man,
Can I clarify it? Because people are like, oh, Tuskegee and, Fred.
Okay, look.
No, because those are facts.
No,
those are theories.
Well, save that. That's in my intro. Save that in my intro.
Cool.
But we're going to be talking about black conspiracies today.
Yeah.
And there's a litany of black conspiracies that are out there.
One every week.
And we're going to be trying to shoot for more of the fun ones, as Tommy had mentioned. Now, I will dive into some of the more serious ones right out the gate whenever we get there.
Good, I got fun.
But come on, y'all. Y'all know the rules with the Blaxcellence. It's very, 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 very simple. Now, all you got to do is make sure you're communicating in the chat. You're coming as 100% authentic self,
yeah.
And you don't hold back, but you're not mean. Don't be mean. You can be mean to me and Tommy anytime. You can be mean to us. Don't be mean to anyone else in there. But as long as you guys are chopping it up, yelling and sharing information,
this is a whole thing.
This is a whole, we learn more from...
too. So I say, like, if you guys have any, throw them in there. Like, we're interactive here.
Yeah, I'm like, we're super interactive.
We're very interactive.
I'm certain Serenity floating somewhere around, gonna share some facts. I love when we get Serenity's input through the show. Always dropping knowledge tidbits with us. And there's plenty of other folks who do that soon. So just make sure you're collaborative. If you're quiet, this is the show. If you're quiet out there, you a shadow lurker, someone who just watching to watch, this is the show for you to participate in.
It is.
It is 100% the show for you to participate in. Because I'm going to find you in this chat and I'll make sure you get the spotlight.
Yeah.
You can hide on any of the other shows. That's fine. But not ours. Not on ours.
No, we don't do that here.
Tommy, how you living? How you breathing? How you living?
All the above okay.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Doing okay.
Let's get...
If you didn't notice from the intro, just all right.
Hey, man, you know what? I'm just all right, too.
There you go.
And you know what? Two all rights don't make anything. We're both just going to be all right at the end of the day. But our topic today is to bring us both some energy, gets us both, just talking on conspiracies, but also fun areas in our Black community. Because I feel like when people were talking about conspiracy theories, because this all came to be because I think on the Sync Countdown, right?
Yeah.
That was
neither one of you were on.
No, I was not.
You weren't.
But also Cat Williams.
And also Cat Williams.
Yeah,
I was getting there too.
Yeah.
So we did a 10 countdown on conspiracy theories, right? And it was a great time, fun time. I listened to that show too.
Yeah.
And then Cat Williams decided to come out and just throw a bunch of information out there. And we were like, now time out here. Let's dive in a little bit more.
Right.
So with all the fun news coming out of Cat Williams, and he's done more than one interview. He did the Club Shay Shay.
He did.
Then he went on to another podcast platform, got another couple. If this is telling you anything, Cat Williams, go get a podcast. I think you will be very successful. But I think a lot of people came out of the people came out of the Cat Williams conversation and said, "Time out. Where's TJ and Tommy? Where's a Blaxcellence episode? This is what that's for."
Right.
Well, I was gone. So
you weren't here for that.
I was like, I don't know. I leave for a little bit, and Cat Williams and the world just says we're gonna do whatever we want.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't worry, we're gonna play a little catch up on that. But going into conspiracy theories in particular, I think there's a culmination of two things when we think of Black conspiracies.
Yeah.
It's not just conspiracies that are only prevalent for the Black community. It's also conspiracy theories in the Black light as well, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hey, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there that apply to a lot of groups, but have either morphed and have changed into being more identifiable with African Americans than anything else, right? There's one big one that I think of when I say that line, and I think it's one that you...
That's mine.
And
that's
that's
most
one,
of my time will probably be on this episode. But yeah.
So, but if you guys have any favorites or things you want to dive into the chat, we'll go ahead and start doing that.
Yeah.
But I think to start off, I want to get the somberness out of the way. Now, what we're not going to be talking about are Carfaxes, like you said.
Yeah.
We ain't going to be talking about the
declassifieds.
Yeah, look. Yeah, people were like, "Oh, what do you talk about? Conspiracy. Any conspiracy? Well, not every conspiracy, but if there's a conspiracy theory about the government versus African Americans, 9 times out of 10 that's true. So we're not talking about a lot of those because we're like, no.
If J. Edgar Hoover was the leader of the FBI at the time, that it's probably it's 98% chance that it's true.
With a 2% chance of it's extra true.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're here for a little bit more of the fun, lighthearted ones. And eventually, we have Black History Month coming up, which means it's just overtime for us. We'll figure out a couple of more serious related topics, but we're coming here with the fun. Coming here to talk about one of my church's chick. We talk about everything today. Yeah. So, Tommy, to start, I'm going to see if I can pull up a little list of some common theories.
Yeah, they're hard to find.
They're actually very hard to find.
Very hard to find. We got to go by actual just knowledge on this one. But I guess I could kick one off. The entertainment industry has many. And I get the big one that I'm going to talk about is tied to that also, but this is kind of an offshoot of it. And it's that...
Preach, my brother.
I'm sure you've heard this one. In order for certain Black male actors to succeed, they have to dress like women. Hence Martin, hence Tyler Perry, Travis Smiley. Is it Travis Smiley?
Yeah, Cat Williams put that one out there.
No, not Travis Smiley. That's Ricky Smiley.
Ricky Smiley.
Cat Williams put that out there. But that, again, was one that, to, other pigmentation's ears kind of went through one end out the other. For us, it was like, oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Well, I mean, you kind of think back on like the early 2000s, and you're like, they did have a lot of brothers in dresses. They did have a lot of brothers in dresses.
There's a lot of brothers in dresses, man.
Well, it's like, name a few movies where that happened, Tommy, just for the people to know.
The Big Mama's House trilogy, the Madea franchise.
The Madea franchise, as a whole.
Ricky Smiley, I don't know if he did a movie, but he had his main character that made him famous was a grandma character.
And I think there's a culmination of two things there, right? One, I think that part of it, and here's where we get a little less conspiracy, more so like what I actually think, and
ties into facts sometimes.
Ties
not like the thing is the fact, but how it came to be is a thing.
I think let's be real here. There was probably an studio interference of hey, y'all. My bad. White chicks. I was like, that's one too.
Yep.
They're like, hey,
Juana Man.
Oh my gosh, there's actually
it's
a lot. I was like, I got a few more.
It's more than even.
I think they're like, hey, we've got these more strong black men, but still black men. We've got to take the edge off a little bit. What's a funny thing?
We don't want them too threatening.
Yeah, don't want them too threatening. What's a funny thing we can do? And what's a?
Hold on, TJ. Put him in drag. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Which
that's how that pitch meeting went.
They're like, took some coke, was watching Miss Doubtfire. And was like, I have an idea for all black men. Man, time out. If you haven't watched Juana Man in a minute, it gets worse the more you watch it.
Come on. Norbit's another one.
Juana Man, for me, I'm like, when you watch it, you're like, there's laws being broken in this. White Chicks is also rough.
White Chicks is rough.
I'm like, y'all got Terry Crews simping over here. Look at, oh my God, there's a lot of things.
Early 2000s
did not care. 1990, like if you go back and watch, because I think I said this last time or one of the times. So I watch Mo Money, and it starts off with some very off kilter jokes.
Yeah. I remember.
And I'm like, y'all did not care.
No, it's the Wayans, of course.
And the Wayans cranked it up.
Fuck, yeah.
But that's also back when they're when I was like, their comedy timing was great.
The Wayans are heroes. So yeah.
But two more. No. I'm not saying White Chicks is a bad movie. It's not a bad. No. When I say it gets worse the more you watch it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, it's in the sense of you find more of the that's not okay, in that sort of watching. If that makes sense. That's why I was saying, Juana Man. I don't think it's a great movie. I don't think it's a great movie,
no.
but with White Chicks, that was the one I was like, it's a funny movie, but you'll still be like, that probably wasn't okay.
No. Also, Little Man. If you're a Wayans fan, that movie does not hold up either.
So speaking a bit more on something Cat Williams brought up, and this is more of a conspiracy theory that I hadn't heard of, but he had brought up himself.
What you got?
I like that because he was calling shade, and it's be true or not, but he was calling shade, right? He was, he called Cat. He said Kevin Hart. Excuse me, not Cat Williams. Kevin Hart was a plant. And that all the things are set up. You're like, hey, he came from nowhere. Yeah. Came to LA and just became successful. And then you think, Kevin Hart did have a really quick...
It was a quick ascension.
So I wanted to get your thoughts, Tommy, because I think you'd have a bit more in tune with, cinema at the time. I was a youngin'. What was that turning point for Kevin Hart? What was that?
First time I noticed Kevin Hart was 40-Year-Old Virgin. He has a scene in there it's kind of a standout scene. And that's the first time I saw him. He stood out, so I remembered him. And then from that point, his stand-up kind of started to blow up. And from that point, he started to be in more movies, smaller movies, and the movies got a little bit bigger. And the comedy specials got a little bit bigger. Netflix got involved. And next thing you know, it was a snowball effect to where he's at now. And he linked up with The Rock at some point. And The rest is history.
So I'm looking at
But as far as like how he started, like I don't know any early Kevin Hart stuff before 40-Year-Old Virgin. Like I'd not seen him, and I was familiar with Comic View.
well, what we see is
I don't think he was on Def Comedy Jam. I was familiar with that too. I grew up on those,
he got into a movie.
and I don't remember him on any of those. Earthquake, yes, remember him. You know, Bruce, yeah, remember Bruce. Like I don't remember Kevin Hart growing up.
His first movie, or at least according to the filmography, is Paper Soldiers. So
I remember that one.
he got into Paper Soldiers in 2022, and on he was on a TV show called Undeclared. So a sitcom, a short-lived sitcom.
Judd Apatow, I believe.
And then it kind of was just a turn up from there because he got a role in Scary Movie 3, which, starts to get you with some of the safer names. And then you get into Death of a Dynasty, which I had never heard of as well. And then from there, it's still playing 40-Year-Old Virgin, Scary Movie 4, and you kind of go up from there. But he did start with some more of those
Smaller movies.
Smaller, like, oh my gosh, the throwaway movies. There was a director that used to group this with the scary, like not scary movies, the really bad movies, like gosh,
like Meet the Spartans and all
superhero movie and all that. Yeah.
Fucking guys,
so I feel like he did some of his due of being in the bad movies.
It seems that way. He's in a lot of shit. Like,
but he was kind of like but when he boomed big.
When he hit.
And I feel like that's for like a lot of people, but especially for him, because a lot of black comedians, they're good, like they're in a great place for a little bit, but they don't have that hit. You know what I mean?
Do you think? See, I don't want to add fire to these conspiracy theories, but
what up, Bud Cortez?
Oh yeah,
first time chatter.
Sneak in here.
Look, tried to sneak on by, tiptoe in. But go ahead, sorry.
Oh yeah, no. But no. Like with him, do you think it kind of ties into what we were just talking about before? Like, here's a guy, he's not the biggest guy in the world. Kevin Hart, the voice is a little, squeaky.
I'm not gonna call shade on some people.
I love it. I love it. It's fine. I love the voice.
He's not as like, let's position this as the face of black comedy. Safe, funny, applicable to quite a lot of films.
Mm-hmm. Is that part of this conspiracy theory?
I don't know.
I'm trying to find the
through line.
Yeah, because I think conspiracy theories, in the black community I don't want to say are needed, but kind of. You know what I mean? Like, kind of helps some people get through the injustices, the imbalances of things, or even just the struggles in their own heads of coming to terms with certain things in the world,
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's totally fair.
I'm just kicking around ideas. I don't know.
Hey,
I think it's more to it.
That's the whole point of a theory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those are a couple that Kevin Hart brought up. I'm not Kevin Hart. Oh my gosh, Cat Williams. I'm getting the names
wrong.
I'm mixed up. Yeah. There's a few more that we'll dive into, but let's go into an old school classic. This is one that's been around forever. This is one that I think everyone's heard sometime in their life.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to say the following words, blank is not dead.
Those are good. Tupac
is not dead. He's out there somewhere, still hiding.
That was a good one. It was our Elvis.
Elvis is somewhere around. Now, granted, the idea of a celebrity just taking their money and disappearing.
Going to an island. I think I heard so many with Tupac. That's a good one. I forgot about that one. Yeah, no, he had an island. He bought an island. He was there. There was proof that he existed. He'd gone to a 7-Eleven in somewhere in California, tried to be disguised, but someone caught a video of him. It was just a regular dude. But yeah, no, things like that, people assume. People take some of these things to heart and they're like, yeah, no, that was really Tupac. I swear I saw Tupac at the corner store.
So Sammy off Mike said, how come Biggie never got that? And I was that's a pretty good question.
Yeah.
I think whereas the cultural, I don't want to say cultural impact, but I think when it came to Tupac was more prevalent in some other mainstream forms of media. Yeah. Because people are like, hey, Biggie and Tupac, right? But Biggie was like, I'm straight music. music.
Biggie was just
He was just doing his on his lane.
Look, no disrespect to what I'm saying. It was really no mystery to Biggie. Biggie was what you get exactly what you see. Tupac, motherfucker, had been shot 18 times, still lives somehow. Went to like it wasn't Juilliard, but it was like a Juilliard like school. So he went from that to gangbanging somehow in the like he was an
enigma.
He was an enigma. He was this myth. No one could figure him out. Like he was very kind of, I don't understand this dude, but I'm fascinated by him. It was a whole legend legacy thing with Tupac even when he was still alive. And so when he actually dies this time, everyone's like, a lot of people who actually knew him were like, oh no, Pac's been shot so many times, he'll be fine. And like this time he wasn't fine. Go figure. I mean, he can only be shot so many fucking times. And, so it was really sudden when he died. I remember when he died, people were, the black community was very shook. And so it was very hard to rationalize Tupac being gone at that time. And it stuck. And, if you grew up in that time, then you remember that. And it's just, in your mind, it's like, God, he meant so much. I have a cousin who, she was obsessed with Tupac and definitely bought into some of the conspiracy theories because she wanted to. He was important. And Pac was too smart. He was too just intelligent to just be shot and die. Like he'd beaten it before. Like there's no way that would happen. And that just manifested into a conspiracy theory that he was still alive. And also, this is the reason I think that this happened for Tupac and not for Biggie. Anybody in the chat, especially any Tupac fans, will know this. So Tupac, if you're familiar with all of Tupac's albums, all great albums, it's one album that I think is his best album. If you go to Apple Music, I don't know if Spotify has it in Tupac, but he went by the name Machiavelli for a while.
Wait, really?
He did. His best fucking album is Machiavelli. I forgot the fucking name of it. Chat can tell me. Yeah, it's only one that exists. He only did it for one album. To me, it's his best fucking album. And things like that is why people think Tupac would still be alive, because I think Machiavelli faked his own death. I forgot who Machiavelli is. Sammy is smart. Machiavelli, yeah.
Political leader.
Yeah, Italy, I believe.
Tommy?
Yeah, that's it. Best album. One of my all-time favorite albums. Excellent. Highly recommended. I'm probably going to listen to it on the way home.
Well, I would say.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in the Tupac era. Well, yeah. I did. Let me phrase it. I did grow up in the Tupac era, but he wasn't one of the artists that was resonating with me at the time. I came to respect and learn more about him on the later years back in. And to your point, it's like crazy how much you look into him and you're like,
fascinating guy.
Just how are you like? He would be. I remember one of his interviews where he'd be like, "Man, this same guy who genuinely I feel like would not lose in a fight has the most artistic brain." that you're like
poet,
like a poet, if you will. And then he'll say some real shit, and he's like,
he was an actual poet. Like, he wrote books.
No,
poetry,
like he's so interesting.
He's one of the most interesting artists, and I believe, is he a part of the 27 Club? I think he might have been right outside of it.
No, he's 27.
It was, yeah. So he's a part of that too. That whole thing with I think Kurt Cobain was Cobain in the 27 Club. Yeah, Amy Winehouse, Jimi Hendrix. So he's a part of that group now, and so it's he's gonna have this whole larger than life legacy, and conspiracy theories come from that. We needed an Elvis.
We needed an Elvis.
Wasn't gonna be. Couldn't be Marvin Gaye. Well, it could be. No offense, but
it had to be Tupac. I think Tupac is
Tupac.
And then
was
I think it made just worse.
He was 26, so he was right outside of it.
And then I think there was it made it worse whenever people were whenever they had the whole period where they're doing holograms shit.
He was one of the first.
Bro, and then you're like, y'all really playing into this. If y'all know what y'all are doing.
They did. They absolutely
did. That was a little fun one off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
Tom, you got any other smaller ones?
Newer one.
Yeah.
Was the Jamie Foxx one. You heard this one, right?
Wait, which one?
So Jamie Foxx, unfortunately, he got sick. He's kept it secret. No one really knows what happened. But so people thought I think we might lose Jamie Foxx. But he came back. He made a recovery, people think, seemingly fast. At first, he didn't do interviews. It was just kind of TMZ shots of him doing everyday things, like he saved someone's life or something. going to the grocery store, just random weird Hollywood things. And so eventually he came out with a video being like, it was a scary incident, but I'm okay. I'm blessed. Yeah, the whole thing of people just being grateful to still be alive. And so people went to Black Twitter and said, well, A, he's too light-skinned to be the real Jamie Foxx. That's not really Jamie Foxx. That's a clone.
That's the Jamie Foxx clone?
It's a Jamie Foxx clone. Coincidentally, they cloned Tyrone, came out around the same time he did this, which is a movie about black conspiracies. Could it be tied together? I don't know, TJ.
Well, that could be one. How do I put
so
this?
Clones is a thing. Yeah.
Clones is a thing. Token War, continuing the sub.
Gucci Mane
Love
clone.
to see
Like,
it.
it's been a few clones.
That's an interesting one.
I never knew the purpose of the clone. Like, I've heard that conspiracy theory before, but like, what's the purpose of the clone?
Like, I would prefer, to be honest, bump up
No
clone
offense.
shit.
I'm sorry. This may be too much, too dark. I love Jamie Foxx. He's a fellow Texan. Love him. But if that's the logic, if we lost Chadwick Boseman, so we had to lose Chadwick Boseman. We can have a clone of him, but we can have clones of Jamie Foxx.
It
doesn't make sense.
If I'm being real,
yeah.
And this is me moving off conspiracy more into like just what I want.
Yeah.
People, if y'all want like the clone thing to be real, bump that. I just want black people. I want all black people to get the same healthcare setup as white politicians get because they're like Teflon, titanium.
Yeah.
I'm like, brothers getting taken out by some other things. I'm like, these high level actors. You never hear nothing about. Like, I'm like nothing about.
Never get sick.
Never get sick. And if they do, they're good.
Yeah.
89,
Yeah.
like 90s. I'm like, how?
Jimmy Carter is still alive.
I want that.
Jimmy Carter is still alive.
Like, if I feel like they inject you with something when you become a politician. That's what I want for my actors.
It's a combination of embalming fluid and vitamins.
And just fucking Transformers. You're slowly, like, they're made of metal. There's something in the water that
you're mummifying while still being alive. Like, I don't know what the fuck they do. It's the craziest thing. Politicians never get sick. You rarely hear about them being sick.
No, that's my non-black conspiracy. I want that. You saw someone have a mini stroke and he's good.
Yeah.
How? Someone explain
Multiple,
this
not
to me.
one, TJ, two on television, and he said he was cured. It's fine now. How the fuck is that fine? How is dementia fine? Mitch McConnell? Huh? It's not. Retire. Fuck, man. Jesus Christ.
That was a little tangent.
Old motherfucker. Goddamn, man. Well, now you're making me yell at old people.
Don't do that. I accept they're politicians. Go ahead.
Yeah, the politicians suck. Regular old people hang in there.
You ready to remix it to another one I got?
What you got?
And this one's an old one. This one's an oldie. I wouldn't say an oldie and goodie, but an old one. Let's talk about Tommy. You like chicken?
Had it today, so yes.
Yeah. You're a Popeyes boy, right?
Gertz is. So as of late, now I am, yes.
Nick, to stop beating around it.
Actually, no. Squash that noise. I'm not. I'm a Chicken Express guy. Above all.
That's fine. I like Golden Chick. So we got all different flavors.
I like LaGrange Golden Chick. Golden Chick varies by location.
Oh, it does.
Like
the one by my house,
really
great. The one around here sucks. No, I mean
you're not by the Runberg one, are you? That one's terrible.
I meant the one by like my home, like growing up. Like, great.
Back home, same. Yeah, my back home one's the shit.
So, what about you? What you feeling on Church's Chicken?
So here's the thing about churches. We all have a thing about churches. Church's Chicken, the most affordable somehow. Fed families, TJ. Back in my day, growing up, Church's Chicken fed families. You could get like a 18 piece for $5. Like it was, and biscuits. It was crazy. No one understood why. But you know what? It fed them. Like it was cheap and it did its job. And then it was a theory that came out that it was pumped with things that it shouldn't have been pumped with, hence why it was so cheap. And hence why churches were only in black neighborhoods.
Yes, and so...
Specifically.
Conspiracy 101. Church's fried chicken. Will it make you sterile? That was the actual conspiracy theory. That the government was planting Church's Chicken, so Church's Chicken was owned by the Ku Klux Klan, the first portion, and then that they were saying,
No, this is real.
This is real. No. Well, the theory.
The theory's real. Sure, yeah.
Sammy's like,
God damn it, Sammy,
Sammy does have an existential crisis. I ate at churches. No.
Strip off all their clothes and run through the parking lot. Yeah, no, it's okay.
So Church's Chicken, how do I put it? So Church's Chicken is
Sorry for you're on fire. It's rough.
Yeah, Church's Chicken is apparently not only owned by the Ku Klux Klan,
Yes.
but also set up a lot of their stores in predominantly black communities
Almost
in order to
all.
make the black men sterile.
Okay.
Now, why did this theory pop up? Well, because as you mentioned before, churches is pretty much only in black-owned communities, and
Only ones I can think of.
there's like some joke. If you watch some videos, people will be like, "I don't even think I've ever been near a churches," and it's like,
You're white, right?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah. Makes sense.
like if you look at the churches, even in Austin, you're like, there used to be black people.
No,
there.
I've pinpointed all of them, TJ, and they all in black neighborhoods here.
Or what used to be black neighborhoods as well.
Well, it's a lot of gentrification.
Yeah, so-
I've seen some close as well. I've seen some churches close. I've seen Jack in the Boxes close, all because of gentrification.
So I
don't know. Neighborhoods got real white, churches and Jack in the Boxes left.
So with that, right?
Yeah.
It's very interesting that it's like, hey, people are eating. We're encouraging the food of churches because it was too cheap to be like, it was too cheap. It's questionably cheap.
Right. It is. It was. It's not now, but it was.
So now, there's layers to this. It's like a two part conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's first that it's owned by the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
And the second one is that you make you sterile. Yeah. And I think that's a very interesting combination of like things to arrive at. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, churches is owned by the Ku Klux Klan. And they're trying to stop baby making for black people.
Yeah. Instead of just straight poison. Well, I guess it wouldn't be smart to poison the chicken. You got to do this for decades, right? You're trying to eliminate entire generations here. So, yeah, no. Yeah, you would do it that way. Just make black men sterile. And, with your not really that delicious chicken, but your acceptable chicken, It's sustainable. Like, it's sustenance.
It's sustenance. It's food. It's around. What is a good like? So speaking on churches, I don't remember the last time I've had churches. I think they had these honey biscuits that were good.
Okay, so those are still very good.
Yeah, so
I used to just buy those. I didn't get chicken. I just would go and get like 5 honey buttermilk biscuits.
What I will give churches is they were trying to kill you in other ways. Because I definitely had a bite of churches and said, I can't do this again.
Really? To me, it's like the driest, blandest chicken there is.
No, it wasn't that. It was more so I was like, it could be dry. I didn't have it dry, but it could be bland chicken. Mm-hmm. Mine came out, and I was like, this is soaked in a foot of grease.
That's KFC for me.
KFC does not come out greasy for me.
What the fuck? I get nothing but grease from KFC. Just bags dripping every time from KFC. Church is dry as a bone. Dry as a bone.
Not
TJ.
my experience.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Churches is not that great. It's a Texas company, which I learned.
Yeah, made in San Antonio.
Yep.
Homegrown.
Yep. And so I don't know what other places there are, but yeah, no, church. I know a lot of people who, had bad experiences at churches.
And this kind of goes.
Biscuits are good though.
Those biscuits are really good.
Real biscuits are good.
And I think this kind of goes into a brief branching of a variety of different food conspiracy theories. Yeah. I think we're quick to be like, they inject some things.
That was when I growing up, that was ours. It was all those things, but also they're injecting it with something like a hormone that fucks us up, makes us sick, or kills us, or something of that nature. But for a fact, it's pumped up. Not for a fact, actually, but as far as the conspiracy goes, they pumped it with hormones, and these hormones were dirt cheap, made little chickens grow into giant chickens. So, hey, it's easy, cheap. We can pump this with the hormones and pump it with the stuff to make us sterile. And there you go. That was the theory for Church's chicken. I still do fuck with churches, though. On occasion.
I don't. But
it's one of those weird things of like I grew up with it, so it's just like I know this might not be the best for me, but it's nostalgic in a way. It's comforting, sadly.
Well, and that goes into like
Jack in the Box taco.
You
grew up with them, man. I'm telling you, they're not good for you, but
they're
fuck
delicious.
They're delicious. So good.
They make you stronger.
Yeah, in my mind.
I've been kind of just taking a little pivot on the food note.
Yeah.
It's like, I got the sourdough loaf. And I did get a whole loaf of sourdough.
It's the best bread there.
I've definitely just no, not from Jack in the Box.
No, I know
Yeah.
I recommend Trader Joe's sourdough bread. It's
Man, we can't be saying this on the Blaxcellence. Stop it.
I know.
Yeah, I was like,
we can't going to Trader Joe's. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to signal you.
It's good bread though.
No, I'm kidding. Speaking of which, actually, notice how we're gonna turn that into conspiracy theory. Notice how there's no Trader Joe's in black communities. There are no. They strategically positioned Trader Joe's to be.
Let's make up our own here with some logic and actual maybe facts that go with it. No, I haven't seen any Trader Joe's in black neighborhoods.
No.
Let's not stop there, TJ. I'm sure there are other businesses that you will not see. Where's a modern market? I've not seen a modern market on Runberg.
Yeah, they.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying like
Panera bread.
Panera.
Panera. Yeah,
Panera ain't going to the hood.
Panera's in the hood. It's zero Panera's in the hood.
And no, people think Trader Joe's is expensive because of the neighborhoods they're in. Trader Joe's is not expensive.
It's not at all.
It's not expensive.
It's affordable as fuck.
It's not like
stuff. It's not super. It's not super affordable. It's
not cheap. It's comparable to HEB.
Yeah, like if you go to HEB, you can Randall's or wherever you shop, you can go to Trader Joe's.
Food and Whole Foods ain't going to the hood.
Whole Foods will never go to the hood, nor should they. That's just that would be a bad business decision.
It's like
no one's spending $8 on bread.
Sometimes I go to Whole Foods and I'll be like,
no, it's outrageous.
It's
absolutely outrageous.
I go there if I'm looking for obscure meats. Whole Foods usually has it.
Fuck that! I'm going to H Mart.
Nah, H Mart's great.
H Mart's great. H Mart is amazing.
Speaking of which, this is not a conspiracy theory. This is a fact.
Well, what you got?
I was saying, in the same vein, and I think we mentioned this before. A lot of Asian American store owners are usually in black communities.
Yeah,
right?
they are.
So,
they are.
So a lot of our needs and wants are. I go to Asian markets.
Tied together, yeah.
I was like, this feels better. It's like than a normal store.
Think about it, TJ. You're familiar. So on like going to the hood, like headed towards Runberg, if you head on a certain part of Lamar, it's Chinatown. Not too many neighborhoods over. It's a black community.
Actually, hell yeah, that's actually very, very true.
Yeah, so like we're always tied together. Like watch it. We did an episode on the connection of black and Asian American communities here. Look, watch the episode. It's good. Make Africa Korea forever. But that's the thing. It's businesses it's things you will not see. I haven't seen a Potbelly's in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like it's businesses you will not see in the hood. It's businesses you will see a ton of McDonald's in that bitch. Like I haven't seen a Shake Shack or Five Guys in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, you actually right.
Yeah.
Well, I just
a Freddy's. I ain't seen a Freddy's in the hood.
And you know what's crazy? Going into this one, I actually think that's a really unkept opportunity.
Yeah.
Because you get to branch into something different. You know what I mean?
You do. People want different things. Like you've lived in your neighborhood for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like I lived in mine for 4 years before I moved. I have a lot more options now, shockingly. But like when I lived there, it was just what was around is what I got. Lived right down the street from a Trader Joe's. Did well in life, I guess.
I didn't.
But it was a Trader Joe's. It was a P. Terry's. It was things like they were nice things or Mad Greens. Like it was things that are okay, but it's like I want a Jack in the Box or a Popeyes in this bitch. But it was the opposite, you see? And I'm sure people who live there wanted something different, too.
I don't even live in there. What's Popeyes? There's not a Popeyes in my area code.
I literally live by two that are the exact same distance from each other in opposite directions. It's great. It's really great.
That's an interesting. That goes into some of the other things. Like, it's like, hey, why do these stores avoid these? I mean, there's some socioeconomic ties to like, oh, hey, what people are willing to spend and buy.
Yeah.
But I also feel like you put that shiny and new, let me be real here, while we are cost efficient and effective, hey, some black people be out here and they're like, I like what's shiny and new too.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I like to look good, like to eat good. And a lot more, and I think it's a weird thing where a lot of and this is just not understanding your demographic. A lot of African Americans are actually like lean into some alternative eating mechanisms, right? Like a lot avoid pork, a lot avoid. There's plenty who are on raw diets. Like there's a lot of
Black people and pork have not traditionally always gone together.
We ain't friends. No, it's like I feel like it's two different camps.
I'm sorry, gotta add to it, man. I didn't want to be the one who added conspiracy theories. I wanted to more debunk them, but pork is the cheapest meat you can buy in a grocery store. Like you can get big ass like pork steaks, like pork
shoulders,
yeah, and that shit's like $5 for a 4-pack.
And you know what's funny?
It's wild.
Pork is actually not pork has a negative connotation. Of
it really does. It's bad for you if you eat it a lot, but it's just a protein if you can eat it moderately the way you should.
But I also feel like I don't disparage anyone who avoids pork.
I don't either.
It's on you.
Yeah, go for it.
But what's interesting was I learned, like, as I was kind of reading into this topic, and I mean, just in general, I knew, like, there's a lot of like vegan raw diet folks, like people who are very, like, black people are very conscientious of their food, which brings out a bunch of different things.
Yeah, shit, keto, like, they'll eat pork like a motherfucker. They don't care.
Bro, there's carnivore diets out there.
Yeah.
They'll just eat whatever and drink bone broth and apparently feel better.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. I'm not going to take a foot into this because it's not a good part of black conspiracy theories, but it's funny. It's not great, but Hotep. The theories about that and there's a million, if you ever are curious, there's a million quote unquote woke theories that are associated with some very misogynistic brothers.
Yeah.
I like some of the funnier ones where it's like, corn will make you sterile. Some random shit like that.
Random.
Real random shit.
Real random.
Broccoli is man-made, but that was something I did. I was like, oh, wait, shit, that's actually true.
Yeah.
So was the modern banana. Well, those are two bad examples, but done it.
Oh.
Bananas were inedible, and so was watermelon.
So Tommy, I'm saving that one for like the second half because I think that's just
that needs its own
subject.
Because that ties into, all of them seem to tie into that one, you know? That's the ultimate black conspiracy theory.
Well, again, that's a case where I said that evolved into being much more of a black conspiracy theory than anything else.
It did.
But let me go ahead and see again. See if I can pull up a list for us.
Okay.
And see some conspiracy theories that resonate that maybe we missed. And chat, that's where I want you to come in as well. What are some conspiracy theories that
chat,
you grew up
this is your chance here.
Yeah, this is your chance to
give us something here. Yeah, it's so many, like you just forget them.
And again, at the top, the government ones are usually not false. So like, get us the fun ones.
Yeah. And again, like I said, some of them, like, honest to God, I guess this is the time to talk about this part of it because to me, it's an elephant in the room of this whole thing. Some of it is just the changing of the world and black people not being able to handle some of that shit. So how do you cope with that? You create a conspiracy theory.
As much fun as some conspiracy theories are, to your point, right?
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories also come from not being able, I don't want to say not being able to adapt, but some adaptation, friction.
It's
right?
Look, it's things that have been just implanted in this culture from the beginning. And I mean, the main one in the example I'm going to use is just that you got to be a manly man. You know, it's very equivalent to the machismo aspect, you know, and it's just, you know, it's no sensitivity. It's no any of that shit. You are a man, you be a man, anything. And this ties back more so to entertainment also, and is that, hey, if you're a man, you be a man. So if you're a black male actor and you have a role where you're gay and you have to kiss another black male actor, which something happened, Black Mirror episode with Yahya Abdul-Mateen and Falcon, Anthony Mackie. Yeah. So, and I heard this from that, but it's a long thing that's just, it's been that way from jump. Anytime a black male actor takes a risky role where they have to go outside of the macho, aspect, I always hear this theory tied to it. And the theory is, if you're a black male actor, you have to be gay. In some aspect. Mm-hmm. You have to do something. This is not me, this is the theory. you have to do something that you wouldn't do. You know,
I mean, well, hey,
and it's just
there was a tinge. And to be fair, there was a tinge of that throughout Cat Williams' thing, where he's like, He kept on reaffirming. That's why I brought it up because that's why I called it kind of the elephant in the room of the thing because that is like the basis of a lot of them. He kept on reaffirming how much he was like, I kept true to myself. I didn't bend, break, or do none. Which fine in some other rights, but he was definitely throwing.
That's what it was.
A lot of brothers in precarious situations of like, hey, you don't know that's true. You don't know if it is, that's not your place. You know what I mean?
It's not your place. And let the people do the art. Like an actor's gonna act, and if that's the role, that's what it is. If that actor is actually gay, that's just what it is. It doesn't make them any less of a man. It's what they are, and it's a hard thing for the Black community who has to, and it's just history has said it. Like fuck, man. We've been trolloped a lot, so you have to be strong at all points. And in the Black community, strength, homosexuality, those things don't vibe. You can't, which is a fucking terrible thing. It shouldn't be the case. And sometimes they come up with crazy shit to kind of try to cope with that aspect of the landscape changing and the world changing. And we are part of the world. We are not a monolith, as we've always established on this show. Black people are people. Different people, different kinds. And, that's just, that one always baffled me for whatever reason. It was just always a thing of just like, you don't have to come up with a conspiracy theory to try to rationalize that, but that, maybe that's just me,
And no, we didn't touch on the AIDS being used as a bioweapon. I don't think that was in the fun camp, but
it's not.
But I can at least allude to it. Yes, one really big one is the fact that HIV and AIDS was used as a weapon against the African American community in order to again, similar to churches, thin the herd. If you
and also hate to put it in here. I should have put it in when we acknowledged it at the beginning of the show. One of the real things, crack being introduced to the Black community. It's not a conspiracy. See,
But I
think one, like that one was kind of tied and came about.
But I think that when it comes into like experiment, like that goes into some other areas that I definitely want to say for its own.
Don't tie these things together.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, those are nuanced ones. I even think the HIV one is nuanced, and so I'm like, hey, let's.
Yeah, see, we're not covering that. We're covering
that's its own subject, though.
Yeah, we're covering a clone of Jamie Foxx. That's the level we're on right now.
That's not a theory though. That's so true. We definitely have an avenue of the African American community, and again, it does build up to those things. As you mentioned, that's actually a great point. Where it's like you can't have a level of that openness, as Randy mentioned, like being able to be vulnerable, right, and being like sensitive. Sensitivity is akin to weakness, right?
I had a friend of mine, black, obviously, a friend who's black. His mom, he's my age, and his mom, sweet lady, grew up with the lady. And like the other day, she just said, like, because I think he was moving and his back was hurting. He was like, I just had, somebody help me with the boxes. His mother was like, oh God, you are not a man. How can you not carry boxes? You're just not a man. Like, you were supposed to be a strong black man. You carry your own boxes. And it was, it's half a boomer thing and half just a part of the culture of just like goddamn, man, just.
I would even say, let me put it this way.
Man,
no disrespect to your mama. No, not my mama, but like that mama.
His
no disrespect
mom,
to mama. I just
Miss Jolene.
Miss Jolene.
Yeah.
I would personally say, if I can afford to pay for someone to lift these boxes, I'm a strong black man in a different way.
I succeeded, so
I'll put my pride in. I'll tell you what, moving is not fun.
That shit's terrible.
And trust me, I've never paid for someone to help me move. And I would pay for someone to help me move next time. I promised myself that I would not move straight up. Not this time.
Nah. Hell, I did it. This last move, it was. I took the easy stuff, TJ. I made this the easiest move possible. Things I couldn't take, I was like, fuck it. I'm hiring somebody.
Ooh, but this, Serena, now we dipping into toxic African American culture things, and
it's another episode.
That's a whole episode because let's talk about a perspective. Yeah, is a man crying? Oh, is a man doing something that they like? Oh my gosh, women,
Look.
black women towards people playing video games. Oh man, there's so many different things there. It's like you can't do none as a black man.
You can't do any of that shit.
You just gotta work.
You can't do it. You work, you drink, you be unhappy, you wake up and you do that shit all over again.
It's like I can't.
You don't say a goddamn. You can yell.
I can't just be.
You can be
me.
cranky. You can be a curmudgeon. You can do all that shit, but you don't cry. You don't show a hint of weakness that you can't handle this shit.
And I would even say like, it's also rough on kids. It's like kids can't come up to you and be vulnerable, right?
No, because that's what are you showing them, It's like,
and I'm in a fervent support, and just in terms of like, I don't have any kids, but the way I think about it is like, yeah, I want my kid to be able to cry, but I also want them to be able to communicate, right? Dude. And I think there's a balance there. It's like, hey, please cry, but you tell me what's up. Like, make sure you can articulate what you feel and whatnot.
Let it out, and then let me know what's up. Let's talk about it, and let's try to see what.
Yeah, it's like, hey, like crying in itself, that's not bad at all.
Black parent shit, TJ. Old school black parent shit. If you're crying after the age of 12, you shouldn't be crying.
12, 10.
10 for you.
10.
Ah, okay.
10.
The African immigrant thing. That's what it is.
I don't even think my family like
y'all shit was harder than ours. Actually, I think it was an even trade. I don't know if you had switches, if you had to pick the switches off the branches.
I got beat, yeah.
Yo, you got beat, but I felt it was different, a little slightly different.
No, switches, my mom was quick. Like
extension cord?
My mom did wooden spoons.
Wooden spoons, okay.
So she was like, give me your hands. And that was
wooden spoons, yeah, it's popular.
Which I was like, like, trust me.
I always have to say this after we make jokes like that. Our parents did love us. Different times, man. Different cultures.
And also, we were hard-headed.
We were so bad motherfuckers.
I was hard-headed.
Bad motherfuckers.
That was before the internet. The internet couldn't teach me shit. It was like, now my mom learned. She was like, man, spanking you ain't doing nothing. Give me your hands.
They learn,
Let me tell you. These things, that's why it's like some people are like, hey, how can you weight lift sometimes? I'm like, oh, because my hands are calloused. Yeah. They're strong.
After a while, it doesn't even matter. And then some wise, like my dad was Homer Simpson. He wanted to beat the shit out of me at any opportunity he could. My mom wasn't. My mom was very nuanced. She was like, no, I'll take your Nintendo 64 away. Like, whoa, no, don't do that. That's white people shit. Like, no, spank me. I'll take that. Just don't take my golden eye away. And she took the golden eye away. And it was, that one hit harder, TJ. That one hit much harder.
I just can't believe that we are in that, like, how to put it, just to Serenity's point. Like, man, that's a whole conversation. Yeah, I think the black community is the hardest on itself. And then we put ourselves in these traps with these conspiracy theories. You just have to act a certain way, talk a certain way, do a certain way.
You do.
It's why we do the Blaxcellence, right? Because so many different facets of it are all about being black in general.
Yeah. To me, it's almost like we live in different worlds in the same fucking world. And people don't like to acknowledge that shit. Like people talk about alternate universes. It's like our universe is not the same as a white universe. Mm-mm. We live in the same world. Two completely different universes.
I think we ride or die. Stupid shit.
Crazy shit.
I'm like,
to be honest, some crazy shit.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I be like, man, I was in a fraternity. I was like, y'all niggas really ride or die.
I do not get it, man.
Y'all ride or die.
The reason I don't get it because I'm from a different universe, homie. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, like,
but that's what this show is. This is the wormhole of that universe. You don't, step in a safe space, tie the rope around you so you can get pulled out instantly. But this is what this is.
No, it just be when you got someone's back, and I feel like when black people are together, the nothing can break us down, no way, and that's why
we've been through a lot.
And I think that's with any minority group, right? Like when you tight and you're good,
country, yes.
and you're good, we can all be bonding.
Yeah.
But just getting about that place and being like, cut out the stupid shit. Let's just be a unit. Yeah. And it's like, I don't care what you background for them, what you're doing, what you about, right? And it's like, man, if we all ride or die for each other, we'd be good.
Done. Yeah, it's like we good.
But like, just have mutual respect for each other.
Circles, TJ. That's why Fred Hampton died.
That's why
Fred Hampton died. You can't bring them together.
It's like,
no coalitions here.
Working in the space I work.
Unity, man. It's
unity. And
unity is the ultimate.
I tell people all the time, it's like I hop on, if I hop on a call with a client or I hop on, a conversation, and I see a black face in the room, it's like instant moment of being like, whew, this is rare in our industry. Yeah. And so it's so cool to just see how you got there, talk there, and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's something that not a lot of people understand. It's like, oh man, I can, like, you'll see my demeanor change because I'll be like, cool, I want to be as authentic as possible. Right. And it's even like, it's like, no, it's not because we're, it's not just because we're, African American. It's also because it's like, cool, no, I can drop my guard and be authentic. And I think that you could say you're 100% authentic all the time. I try to be. But really and truly, you have to feel safe to feel authentic. And that just comes with some other layers to it.
Right.
So I'm going to take a quick side pivot. We got to do our dues. But then we will be back with the big boy.
Yeah.
The whole kahuna.
The one that rules them all.
Yeah. Literally.
Quite literally, yeah.
One of them. Lord Voldemort's crew himself. All right, 1 second. I'll be right back. Hey there. What y'all doing? Hey, it's been a minute. Since I've been able to get one-on-one time with you. Come closer. Get a little closer. I got a subject to talk to you about. Hey, with the seasons getting close to changing in February, and things are getting warm and weather's fluctuating. Your body's going through some motions. Some might be sweating, might be cold, but that doesn't change the fact you always should be well groomed. And that's why our partners, lovely manscaped.com, are here to make sure that you're taken care of. Now, I know myself personally, we talk about a variety of different products, and if you see me on, you know which one I'm going to be talking about. I am rocking them right now. Those Manscaped 2.0 underwear are just fantastic. I'm talking when it comes to breathable, when it comes to movable, when it comes to everything in between. Being able to sit in this chair, it requires a little work. So I'm a big fan of those, but I've been lovely and lucky to be able to try all of the Manscaped affairs. So Performance Package 4.0, Performance Package 5.0, been with the whole Manscaped journey. And so let's take a little spin on their website and highlight why they're some of the best men's grooming products around. Right now, you can actually go ahead and if you click on the Performance Package 5.0, you'll be able to save 40%. And that includes all of the standard attire. Something that we don't talk about very often is they actually give you a very great, how to put it, toiletry bag to hold all your Manscaped products in. So it's the shed? Thank you. The shed itself will hold all of your Manscaped products. And as you're holding it, it's real sturdy. I fit everything else in between. I take it on all my trips. I went on a trip last week and I actually had it there. And it's just nice to have something that's hardy to hold some really hardy equipment. But in that all-in-one grooming package, you'll actually notice that it also includes the Lawnmower 5.0, the Weed Whacker 2.0, the Crop Soother, Crop Preserver, alongside the Magic Mat, which is some disposable shaving mats in the form of newspapers. It's a really cool product. If you are not interested in the package itself, don't worry. You can pick any one of these items in between and you get them at a very affordable rate. And again, all of them are excellent. But time out here. You're like, whoa, TJ, I want to get all this stuff. What should I do? You just got to rush over to manscaped.com and type in coupon code MEX20. What does coupon code MEX20 get you? That gets you free shipping and 20% off. Let me repeat that. Free shipping and 20% off anything on the website. And so you go over there and you say, hey, you know what, TJ? I want to pick everything in between. Type in that coupon code MEX20 and we'll make sure to hook you up. And again, this is not just for men. It's for women too. My girl has a variety of Manscaped products, loves them all. And so whether or not you are picking more on the razor front or you're going for more of their skin care and down there care products like the Crop Preserver, Manscaped's got you covered. And so go ahead, check out the website. I'd even give a shout out to the cologne as well. But again, 20% off, free shipping with coupon code MEX20. That's 20% off with free shipping, coupon code MEX20. Manscaped have been lovely partners up, and so they want to make sure that they're lovely partners to you. And if you guys get any Manscaped products, make sure to give us a shout out. Want to see some pictures. Want to see y'all guys rocking the attire. And so, again, coupon code MEX20, free shipping, and the most important thing of it all, you'll thank you. Your body will thank you. But number one, your balls will thank you. We'll be back with the show. We back. We black. We back. We black.
You don't need it.
I'm gonna do it every time.
Yeah.
We back. We black.
I don't ever want to stifle someone from doing what they love, TJ.
Thank you. Didn't we just talk about brothers not knocking down brothers?
You did, which is why go for it.
Thank you.
We are back, and we are indeed black. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. Yeah. It's not going to change.
It's not? Tommy, it's not?
It's not white shit.
No, that's not. I love being black.
Yeah.
People, what is it? I think there's like what would it be like to be white? Not enough people. It's like, what is it like to be black? The positive stuff. Yeah. Man, it's cool. You will never understand what it's like to experience the nod, where you can just.
They want to. We can say the N-word whenever we want to, and it's fine.
I wasn't going there. I was like, the nod is my thing. It's like,
and look, let's be
universal
honest. People still, acceptance
to the nod.
It is. It is a universe. It's the shining, I call it. But like, look, we're cool. We're just cool. Like and that's what we're known to be. It's just what it is. It's just kind of what it is. Yeah.
So we'll talk about an elephant in the room. A whole hippo, elephant, giraffe, a whole zoo in the room that we've just, I don't know how we tiptoed around that. We tap, talking about other theories. Tommy, if you don't mind, there is one big conspiracy theory group just intertwined that has evolved into being the forefront of some Hollywood and music studio black communities. So go ahead, Tommy, take the helm.
It's the Illuminati, guys. It's the Illuminati. I'm afraid to say it, TJ. Like, there was shit. Are we still on the air? Like, did they not pull us off yet?
We've got 4 minutes.
Oh, shit. It's something that has grown, and I don't know how the fuck it has, but it was like a conspiracy theory that started off as a small little thing, kind of tied to a little bit of the Tupac thing, and the thing about Hollywood and, black men having to be, emasculated in order to make it. It's all linked into it too, because all those people I mentioned, Tyler Perry, Martin Lawrence, the whole group, all part of one cabal, TJ, and that's the Illuminati. But who are the black people that lead the Illuminati? Well, that's Beyonce, Jay-Z, and one Kanye West.
I would even. Well, okay. So let's take a couple steps back here.
Right.
Man, shout out to Cat Williams for being a jar of goodness. He verbatim.
It's funny when we were on the conspiracy show when he came up with the Illuminati part. It was just confusion. It was just it was over. Either was overlooked or it was confusion of like, I don't know what that means. But Cat Williams talking about Kevin Hart crazy. Like, and the thing about it is like that's the part I hung on. It's like, you're saying a lot of shit, Cat Williams, that apparently there are receipts for what you're saying, and you're very convincing as well as entertaining in what you're saying, but that Illuminati shit just took me out of it, just kind of.
He verbatim, does not beat around the bush and say some sort of group, some sort of he's just like, Illuminati.
This group, yeah.
This is, and the Illuminati is one big, giant, like, plethora of history that goes intertwined with it. And just to do the quick sum up, it started as a idea back in the 18th century, or like even 17th. Thank you.
It was a real Illuminati. It was a Bolivian Illuminati. Like it was a real thing, but it faded out fairly quickly initially. But it was a group of trying to take over the world.
And ever since then, it's
a fun name, Illuminati. It rolls off the tongue, like
Looking at has you looking at your dollar bills different?
It does. Oh, George Washington with the pyramid and the eye. Yeah, that was a part of it.
Never explained the pyramid and the eye.
So it ties it to some Freemason shit, and the Freemasons people link the Illuminati with them, and thus here we are.
But into a broader extent. The Illuminati and for some reason Hollywood have gone hand in hand for a considerable amount of time. But a big thing is
the entertainment
industry is intertwined with the Illuminati in some way.
You can't be a famous person without first being initiated into the Illuminati. That's the last I heard from this conspiracy theory. That's what it's evolved to now. Is you can't be famous, TJ, without being a member of the Illuminati. Like, so if you have a dream of being a movie star, a television star, a famous musician, you can't do it because you're going to have to sell every bit of yourself to the Illuminati. And also, again, tied into that, you will have to have sex with someone you don't want to have sex with. For whatever reason, that's an initiation into the Illuminati. So yeah, there you go. That's it. It's every one of the things we've talked about tonight is linked to the Illuminati. See, Jamie Foxx is a member of the Illuminati. That's who the clone is. That's why he
all
got
of the big. If you're a big black name in Hollywood, except Cat Williams. Except Cat Williams.
Except Cat Williams. Yeah.
He said
he made it. He made it out.
No, sorry, not me. There's a lot of individuals who are intertwined with the Illuminati. Yeah. In particular, one thing he called out was, and actually this is just pulling it up, Ludacris apparently, after Cat Williams came on there and said, hey, they were Ludacris and Cat Williams were part of the Illuminati event. Mm-hmm. Ludacris did come out with a freestyle talking about, that situation. But he says, never been Illuminati, right?
Yeah.
Only Illuminati. But, which... Oh, Ludacris, don't change. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Notice how no one ever just denies it. You ever look at that? Like,
it's true.
No one just says, no, not real. Y'all are crazy.
Some silly shit. No. No one has ever done that.
No one just says.
It's the craziest thing.
And if they do, it's hushed up real quick. That's not real. No, they always say, nah, I've never been part of that. What you talking about? I'm not part. It's like, oh, so in your back of your mind.
You think it's real too?
Yeah. Like, it always says you squinting.
They haven't knocked on my door just yet, but I'm waiting. I know they are. Yeah, like.
But Cortez is like, do you think Denzel's a part of it?
Yeah. Is he black and in Hollywood? Then yeah, he has to be.
That's a pretty wild claim. You
can't be there if you're not. You aren't allowed.
Well, I just think that what's interesting is.
Tyler Perry, most definitely, though.
Okay, I could be convinced of that.
Like, look, if that was what your crux was Tyler Perry's a part of the Illuminati, then I'm like, I'll listen. I might not believe. I'll listen to you. You've bought an extra 5 minutes of my time, Oprah, also a high-ranking member, they say.
Let's see. Oh, perfect. We have the alleged celebrity. I got you covered.
Hell yes.
Also, time out. Now, I'm not... I'm not going to sit there and say nothing.
Yeah.
But that's a kind of fire chain. I ain't going to hold you. I'll rock a pendant that look like that.
It is fire.
That's just
it is fire.
I'll rock a pendant that look like that.
Oh, I do just to fuck with people.
It was like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Is that the Illuminati? Goodbye. Yeah, just, I'll just leave people wondering. Just leave people wondering. That's...
But...
the queen of the Illuminati.
Let's see the celebrities who are part of the alleged Illuminati community. Beyonce.
Number one on the list.
I mean, look, she's the most powerful, or one of the most powerful black artists out there.
She is.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Not Bay.
I wouldn't be surprised. Mainly because the next one, not only just because of her status.
Oh, it comes in pairs. It's a duo. Pairs. Yeah.
Because JC.
They got a lot of money.
They got a lot of money.
This nigga become so rich and famous, TJ. This was a drug dealer. He didn't have hair at first, and now he has hair.
I like that. That's your thing. It's like, how'd he get hair?
Yeah. There were rumors he couldn't have kids. Blue Ivy? What? How did he get all this, TJ?
I don't know.
He sold his soul to the Illuminati.
Yeah.
And then he rose up their ranks. And now he is right behind.
Bro, we should have brought in our dashikis in our hats, bro. We should have.
In bean pies.
We should have. Should have been live.
That's suspicious.
Now I know.
Think about it.
Yeah, I know. My brothers. Y'all don't smell the suspicion. This is all right, let's go down the list. Let's go. Kanye West.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean,
he thinks he is. He thinks he's actually a member.
They were like, we retracted your invite after all that other shit. We can't be having that.
Nah, fam. No, but yeah, no. He thinks he is a part of the Illuminati. He would think he's a part of something that, may or may not actually even exist.
LeBron James, which I've never heard of.
Really?
I've never heard of
Makes
this one.
sense.
When
you're the sports world, you got to cover the sports world.
He
also.
with controversy like the plague.
He tries to. I mean, people catch him just in saying he didn't watch The Godfather when it was proof that he had watched The Godfather. You know, shit like that, which is fine. That's rock type shit, saying he hadn't had In and Out when he really had.
Well, let's
You'd rather have things like that, you know.
Let's read in this for this one, right?
Let's have a look.
LeBron brings the missing link to sports world, right? He checks all the boxes: money, fame, a number 6 jersey he's worn a few times,
one of the most powerful
and a
men in
close
sports.
friendship with Jay-Z.
Yeah. Oh, that's what did it. Guilty by association.
Can't be friends.
You can't be two powerful ass black people without being a part of the Illuminati.
We also have Rihanna.
Riri, obviously. She's kind of in that circle.
She's in that circle?
Yeah.
Sure about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an interesting one.
It's an interesting one. You know, I might as well just, you know, I'm not going to bury my conclusion to this whole episode. I'll get to explain it more. I have a conspiracy theory that goes with this conspiracy theory. I think mine may have more truth to it, though.
Honorable mention is Michael Jackson, which...
Well, he ain't doing much now, but yeah.
Didn't help.
He did not help the Illuminati's case.
No.
He was more of a detriment, if anything. He was a member of the Illuminati. Got a lot of eyes on him, I'm sure. Yeah.
Tommy, speak your facts. Speak your choice. Preach your heart. What's your theory
that goes along with this? TJ, is...
Oh my gosh, he said Jay-Z's Rihanna's mentor.
That's true. Who got Kanye on? Who helped Kanye get on? Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you know. Jay-Z is the king of the Illuminati. I'm telling you. Look, my conspiracy theory is maybe the Illuminati conspiracy theory wasn't created by black people. Maybe it was created by someone who wanted black people to think the only way you can succeed is to do things that you don't want to do. You can't succeed on talent alone. Are you kidding me? No. You're going to have sex with people you don't want to have sex with. You're going to have to sell your soul, essentially.
Do drugs
Everything
you don't want to do.
Do drugs you don't want to do. It pretty much completely compromise who you are as a human being. And you can't be famous if you are black any other way than to do that. To me, that sounds like some shit someone would say to black people to discourage the fuck out of them. Or discourage them in some way, you know, to put a negative connotation on just.
So this is an evolution of what you mentioned prior, right? It's just like, now it's kind of like intertwined with this. This is the context that you had wanted to. Gotcha, okay.
Yeah. To me, a lot of the conspiracy theories are detriments to us evolving to our full potential as a community and as a people. Like, so I can't be a famous actor unless, you know, I do things I don't want to do. I compromise myself. I sell my soul. I can't be a famous musician.
Well, I think it's interesting.
I'm talented, though. Talent doesn't matter. You won't be talented. You know how many talented people there are in the world? No. You have to, you know, completely sell yourself in order to.
But I also feel like when we go into the sell yourself thing, right?
Yeah.
I always feel like people, you know, in our community will also say, hey, you sold out by doing something XYZ. It's like, no, go get a paycheck first and foremost.
True.
If you got to make popcorn music to get that paycheck, I'll never judge you for making popcorn music to make that paycheck.
No, fuck no. That shit is commercials.
Shoot, make a jingle.
Hell yeah.
We'll be fine. But I definitely think that, you know, it's kind of layered, right? Like, I think the Illuminati is a crux to justify some of the notions that you had mentioned, right? We're like, oh, it's the Illuminati forcing people to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, sure, you can use that as a crux. Or you could just say, you know, we're also, like, we've created this pantheon of ideology that creates a tough, inevitably, right? But kind of circling back to the Illuminati process in general, it's crazy when you think about, like, situations that are just kind of weird. Like people talk about it, right? Yeah. I think there was one time where, what was it? Let me see. I think Kevin Hart was like saying something and he was like shushing him. And I don't know if it was a joke, but it like created a, how do I put it? It like, it was kind of in an interview setting and I think it was like brought up like, oh, hey, you did. And he's like, shh. And you're like,
Oh, can't do things like that.
well, I'm like, why are you doing that on the
It's
air?
unusual.
And I was like, that's questionable. I have questions. And there's some weird cases like that where there we go. It was on the Kelly Clarkson show.
She had a show?
Yeah, she does.
No shit. Good for you, Kelly Clarkson. Didn't know that.
And so let me see if I can pull that up. Kevin Hart. Kelly Clarkson.
She got. Did you find it?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if you've had this, but I've had people throw millions of dollars in my face
I love the music.
to do something I didn't want to do. And what? Just, you've been off, yeah. Oh, they're in the room.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
See, make a little joke.
Can't do it.
Can't do that.
Can't do it.
Can't do that. That starts to spin those conspiracy theories.
You get music like that in the background.
Yeah. And yeah, of course, he could have been quick with it with a joke.
No.
But
And look, it seems silly as fuck, man. It seems like, Tommy, like, what are you talking about? Like, this is a dumb conspiracy. No, man, sadly, when people hear this shit over and over again, it starts off as just like a passing thing. And eventually you get to a certain point, you're like, shit, maybe that is true. Like, shit is just weird. Like, a COVID could happen and you could start thinking lizard people exist. Like, you never know what can happen to shift your view, and things you hear over and over again can start off as a joke, can start off as something that, clearly is not true and can find you in a place to where, like, maybe it's true. You do it if you do it enough. And that's why I see a lot of these black conspiracy theories. Like, yeah, it's funny at first, but like when you hear it a lot, it's just
you're like,
yeah, come on now. No, we don't need to go down this road.
well, I think
I need you on the level.
because there's a
I
difference.
need all hands on deck.
There's a difference,
You know?
right? There's a delta. There are some that we're not saying that towards. Those are the ones we're not talking about right now. There's some, and I actually like to ask you, Tommy. There's just nobody in the room, just me and you,
Right?
And the 50 people here.
Yeah.
Tommy, is the Illuminati real?
It was.
No. Today.
Today? No. To me, no. Look, to me, is Hollywood a shady fucking place? Yeah, it is. For sure. We have to do some people do questionable things to succeed in Hollywood. Yeah, they do. Is that tied to a cabal? No, just shady ass Hollywood pretty much. Like, it's not a cabal, it's just what Hollywood is and has been from its conception. It's been a shady, fucking disgusting place in some aspects. It's no Illuminati behind it. It's just rich people in charge that shouldn't be in charge of things who take advantage of that. So no, I don't believe the Illuminati exists. I believe that's the case. And I believe in black success because of black success' sake. I believe people can work hard and succeed. I like to believe a dude could be a drug dealer and be in some bad places in life and work his way up to being a billionaire and marrying the most successful pop star in the world. I would like to R&B star in the world.
Jay-Z's the worst example. Go somewhere else.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of him now, but it's a good story. Like, I would like to be in his position to be better. That ain't hard.
You'd ask me how he got Beyonce. I still don't know. So that's what I'm saying. That's the worst.
No one knows. It's Hollywood.
That's the real theory.
Listen, it's Hollywood. Hollywood has put couples together. They have. It's good publicity. It's good money. It's good for both ends. That's how Hollywood works. It ain't the Illuminati. It's just how Hollywood fucking works.
That's why Will can't escape.
Will Smith's a great example. We need
you. He still can't escape.
I need you to have 2 kids, Will, with Jada Pinkett. Can you handle that?
No.
All right.
He can't.
For about 20 years, and then no. Then I will lose my shit.
Fucking snapping. I will not agree or disagree with your Illuminati point.
It's my Illuminati theory. It's not real. It's an amalgamation.
What I'll say is, I don't think there's some group that is like called the Illuminati. But do I think there are some shady individuals, some strings at hand in Hollywood? Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I just think it's a different name.
Honestly, Hollywood and politics and sports and really every aspect, do I think they're connected? No. Would it be smart for them to be connected? Probably. I'll leave it there, I guess.
I think there's secret shady shit that runs, to Serenity's point, I think there's secret shady shit that runs all different orgs.
Yeah, to me, you can't even connect government and Illuminati. Sure. That one I can vibe with, probably. Like government shit. Government's so fucked. Who knows? I'm talking about just everyday aspects, celebrities that you may like. I don't think
you know what? I would say that, but there's a certain point of celebrities like who make so much income to where it does impact government ties.
Taylor Swift. That's one.
T Swift money's different though.
T Swift money's
that's
completely different.
That's a whole.
Beyonce money is on par. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, I ain't go. That's not me saying that. That's not me saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying T Swift got that dollar.
Crazy shit. It's influencing that kind of power and money. You know.
I would.
Let's be honest. Let's brass tacks. Let's brass tacks.
Brass tacks. Go ahead.
If you were smart, the Illuminati would be real. You were smart. Some variation of an organization that controls entertainment, influence, politics, sports, everything the average person consumes on a daily basis. If one organization controlled the narrative of all of that, that would be smart. It would be smart.
I mean,
do I think it's real now?
I mean, let's like building off your point.
I don't want us to get canceled
genius.
here, man. I would like us to stay
it'd be fucking genius if you like that's how like I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's just a genius.
Okay, can I put it this way? Do I believe an organization called the Illuminati exists? No, I don't. Do I believe what I just said, that there's, the smart thing to be influence everything the average person consumes, to control that? It's power, last I checked. Would it be smart to do that? Yeah. Would people do that in this day and age?
Bro, you are bringing some SOSs. You're like...
saying, it's not called the Illuminati. The Illuminati itself, maybe not a thing.
I would say, though, we are definitely content that should be fed to the masses.
Yeah.
We are not afraid of dresses. We will...
This is the last Blaxcellence. You know why.
It's like the internet will stop working.
Yeah.
The conspiracy is that they put the squirrel in Sammy's room.
And somehow he went crazy.
And we don't understand how the squirrel could go so crazy.
The squirrel is a plant by the Illuminati, Sammy.
I hate them in their pyramid eyes.
Man, that would make...
Fuck the Freemasons?
The Freemasons are more concerning to me than the goddamn Illuminati. Yeah. Oh, yeah, hop on.
Real quick.
That's what we're doing here.
Where's my hat?
Yeah, neither one of you got to do the conspiracy theory episode, so yeah.
I'll pick my head down on the side.
Go for it.
Just a little bit. Because I had a run-in. I don't tell this story that often because it ends with me being swindled.
Okay.
But I had an old roommate that he was a grown-ass man. He was like 33, and I was like 22 or 23 or 24, and I was working at Best Buy, and he worked at the Samsung in the Best Buy, and he was a newly found member of the Freemasons. And he had the ring, and he worked at a Best Buy. He worked at the Samsung inside the Best Buy. Let's get it right.
It's even worse.
Had the Freemason tattoos. He was the 32nd degree. He taught me a bunch of the shit inside of it. They have a special handshake.
He probably shouldn't have told you.
No, it's like a half brag, half like I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
His big thing was always be mindful. He would say that to me and walk out of the room. Like kind of as a joke, but then not really. Because he was just a normal loser of a guy.
Clearly.
Because he was living in a studio apartment with a 24-year-old who was paying half the rent.
Samsung and a Best Buy.
Working at Samsung and the Best Buy. So... this guy, me and him were cool though.
Yeah.
He once made it rain at a club and then made me pay for bottle service because he's a scam artist and I thought he was cool. Okay. And I'm young. I don't know any better and I have a little cash.
Dude's making it rain.
So, right. But I'm like, I got to pay for bottle service, $125. Luckily it was like Oxnard, California bottle service, which is bullshit.
I don't know what Oxnard, California strippers look like.
No, that's strippers. It was just like a club. It was a club where friends at. So it was just club bottle service. Anyway. This whole relationship ends with me being like, what about the Freemasons? Because this is a black guy in Santa Barbara who got pulled over for speeding because I was following him on the way home because we were at the same place.
Right.
And got off because he flashed his ring because a lot of cops are Freemasons. So I'm like, okay, this guy's got maybe it's interesting. It's a fancy clubhouse. And then they got like secret rituals and shit, right? Now that's the part where like he was being serious. So he's like, I can't tell you about that. And then out of nowhere, he goes, "Hey man, my mom's sick. I gotta go visit her in Arizona. I'll be back." And then he just never came back, and he was on my lease, but he didn't pay the rent, and I couldn't get him off the lease. And so then I worked security, so I got free rent.
Yeah.
But then I now had to pay with my job his portion of the rent and back rent because he abandoned me.
Wow.
And he moved to Arizona because he said his mom was sick and I'm a good person. So fuck.
Did you get a whole apartment to yourself?
Yes.
And
That's
is there a
nice.
Freemason chapter in Arizona?
The Freemason chapter everywhere. If you've noticed it, there's a bunch of
one in
Freemason.
LaGrange,
Well, they're called
man.
lodges.
Yeah, no, it's one in LaGrange.
Right. Why is there one in
the middle of
LaGrange?
nowhere. Like, it's a bunch. If you go to little Texas towns, you'll see them there. It's very strange.
Right. And like, I don't like them.
Yeah.
And he was all bragging because he was the youngest and only black 32nd degree Mason or young, in his lodge or whatever.
Yeah.
And he thought he was hot shit, and then he couldn't afford to pay rent in a studio apartment. Then I think he got his girlfriend pregnant in Arizona, and they have a kid now. Kid's ugly as shit. She was always ugly as shit. I just want to say it. And that's no disrespect to her. She just makes bad decisions. And I hate him.
You just threw shade. Like,
Oh, yeah. No, because...
Crossfire.
That's beyond shit.
Oh, no, because...
TJ, when you call a man's son ugly.
Oh, because I know his name.
You angry.
I know his name. I'm not gonna put him out there because he's still part of the Freemasons. He'll call somebody in Austin,
Oh,
and
man.
there's a lodge here somewhere.
Oh, of course.
Because all they are just a club where they just drink champagne and they think they're better than everybody. And a lot of cops are a part of it. And if cops are a part of it, it's no good.
That makes sense.
And don't tell me no. The kid is ugly as shit. Okay, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's his parents' fault because they're both evil on the outside
Christina,
and on the inside.
Christina, come on now. We're all adults.
No, but this
Let's
is
be
no.
honest.
But
No. I don't insult
Some
kids.
babies are ugly as shit.
right.
No,
It's just
the
what
only
it
thing-
is.
And it's
no,
because
I
of the
don't-
evil inside of his dad.
It passes down.
It passes down.
And it manifests itself into looks upon the child.
Right.
I'm nice.
Like I'm not ugly.
It's not the kid's
I'm
fault.
okay.
It's not the kid's fault.
Right.
It's the parents' fault.
Right, and I'm gonna wait until the kid's old enough to get on social media because I know where they're at.
Yeah.
I know where he's at. I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna say your dad owes me $2,000, and your dad's a hoe.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna tell him.
That's fair.
That's what I'm gonna tell him.
I think it's
Because
fair.
I can find him. He's on Instagram. I know where he's at.
He hoes the fuck out of it.
Yeah, it's a small town in Arizona. I could find him and be like, "Hey, where's my money, you stupid bastard?"
You hold grudges more
Yeah,
than
you-
I've ever
You don't
seen.
leave a 22-year-old with not much, with no money, after you made it rain in a fucking
He
shitty
was a
Oxnard club.
Freemason, Sammy.
I thought he was cool. He was my friend.
What is that ring
Also,
for?
it's to show that he's a Freemason. Also, he wouldn't play the game Assassin's Creed because the bad guys are Templars, and that's what they're rooted from. Because he was a
fucking
big
Christ.
dumb loser.
The people you befriended, insane.
I'm looking at him.
Welcome
I'm
to-
looking at him, man.
Man, you
Well,
make
the normal
friends
ones,
I
obviously.
befriend.
Time out. You make your experience of California sound so wonderful with all these horrendous experiences.
Terrible
That was
experience
just the
with-
one. That was
with
the end.
terrible people.
That was
terrible people.
that was
People
the
who die
middle.
and you still have grudges against them.
Oh well, Sanjeev can fuck off. All right.
Yeah, see,
Look, like rest in peace. Like I got my toy back, but Sanjeev, you can fuck right off.
Here's my thing about California.
Sanjeev.
Beautiful place. The people are questionable.
very questionable.
A
Right.
little bit questionable.
Right.
I love them. I get along with Californians all the time, but it's just...
Hold on. What is Serenity saying? Let that go. Money don't make the people in the world. Only the white. Though I thought you said the whiteness. The witness knows everything. Soulhead, Japanese R&B. Listen and learn. No, I'm gonna hold grudges because I have no money now, and I could use $2,000 now. And he took that from a 22-year-old,
You could've
which means a
saved that
33-year-old probably would have $4,000.
For 10 years, you could put that in a Roth IRA.
I wouldn't have, but I could have.
You could have.
So the point is, I need
That's
to
the
go to his
point.
house for
You could've.
$5,000 and just break
It
his
went from
steal
2
his
to
stuff.
5.
Interest, bitches.
I was like,
Inflation.
don't think I didn't catch that.
Inflation.
I was like,
No, because it was like
from 2 to
I don't know.
5.
What's
You're right.
what's 3 months? 6, 12, 18. Yeah, it was about 22 because it was a couple months of $600 rent.
That would be like $4,000, right?
Right. So it'd be like $4,000 right now.
Yeah.
And point is, I'm not afraid of you because you're part of the fucking Freemasons. All right.
It's a gang, Sam.
It's essentially a gang.
No, it's a gang.
No, yeah. Look at fraternities. That's a fraternity. It's a
Yeah,
fraternal
it's
order.
not as scary as
That's just people who get beat up to have friends. Okay, that's what
Get beat
fraternities are. You didn't. There's no pledging in yours.
there was. I was.
Black
yeah.
fraternities are different.
I wasn't in a black
It
fraternity.
wasn't in a, so you did
What?
pledge.
I did pledge.
So you got beat up for those friends.
I did not get beat
You're
up.
black.
You put a cherry in between your butt cheeks.
Wait, I didn't know this. Were you one of the only black people in this fraternity?
No, it was a very interesting situation.
Multicultural fraternities
Yeah.
exist.
Okay.
But no, time out. Now, granted,
I don't want
the
to
black.
see
Okay, let me put.
Did you put cherries in your butt cheeks?
No.
And drop them in a glass.
Stop it. Okay,
in a
so
game of
when I got
chance.
into a fraternity, and this is a whole different story. Got into a fraternity, man. I just didn't go down the right street to see the black fraternities. I went to college very clueless. So by the time I got into a black fraternity, I was too deep.
You could have been doing all the dances.
I did a step. There's a whole thing with this. I would have loved to have been in a black fraternity.
You could have. I don't know.
Those exist in UT? Really?
And they're strong as shit in terms of like they're
Oh, you'd be a CEO right now.
Right. Also, I thought Freemasons were construction interns.
You'd be in Atlanta, but you would be a CEO right now.
No, they just. It's Solomon. Solomon has something to do with it. Watch National Treasure. That's what the National Treasure is about.
Be forced to watch
If I could reverse time, it's one of my biggest regrets.
Is not joining a black frat.
Dude, it was just I got caught, right? I
got recruited.
I like my fright. It was cool.
Yeah. You just would have rather have been in a black fraternity.
Yeah, just
You didn't even like
I
that
thought you
fraternity
would.
near the end.
Yeah, you have black fraternity written all over you. I thought that was the kid.
Yeah, Tommy, the Divine Nine black fraternities.
Yeah.
The Sigmas,
Yeah.
probably the Omicrons, Gammas, probably. Kappas. I'm just naming all the ones I know.
Kappas, for sure.
I'm just naming all of the Greek
Kappas
letters
used to
I
throw
know.
A hell of a beach party in Texas.
Omicron
Back
sounds
in the
like a
day, Sam.
I did the grad school run. Don't worry, we'll see what we can do.
Is it too late for you to be a Kappa?
Actually,
I don't know.
Go be a Freemason and then steal the treasure for me that they have in all their lodges, and then I'll just count it as payback.
I
shit.
don't think I can.
Little Hawkins is AKA. There you go.
There you go.
Lil Hawkins adopt me.
See, Lil Hawkins got right away because apparently they hold that shit like serious. The black fraternities.
I like the black fraternities we got in this chat. Yeah.
I definitely.
Yeah. Point is, I don't want to get beat up for friends, which is all fraternities
Not what
do.
happens.
I ride solo. I wasn't a fan of the whole.
Hey, what's the paddle for again?
I didn't have a paddle.
That most fraternities, if not all fraternities, have. What's the
We don't
paddle
have a
for?
paddle. That's not what happens.
Okay, what did you have there then?
Nothing.
How did you get beat up? Where did they touch you?
Nowhere. They would do better than that with me.
That's actually the one thing that makes me realize, like, yeah, you did not get hazed. Because do you think TJ could handle hazing?
TJ would leave immediately.
He would leave immediately.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, we're gonna beat up your
That's
knuckles.
why you can't.
Oh, time out. No, it's a sorority. Lil Hawkins said it's a sorority.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But no, like that's the reason why like.
Don't worry about it, Sam. I don't
Black
know.
fraternities are different. We ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, I ran with sororities and fraternities.
That's a different thing.
We beat the fraternities in football.
You weren't in one, so you don't know.
Don't you hit me with that. I talked to my look. Okay.
Oh, it was some hazing, but it didn't go to that level.
I didn't-
because we're like, nah, fuck this. I'm good. I'm good on it. Yeah.
Other than carrying a cherry between your butt cheeks.
I wish more people I wish I got a guide to.
I got friends. I'm straight.
Yeah.
I'm good, man.
Yeah. There we go. It was character development.
Character development. Do this squat against the wall while I pour water on your face.
Why am I so secretive? Well, I mean, I got to
waterboard you with gasoline.
I at least got to be.
Hold on,
crazy
because, they slap their knuckles with like wood paddles.
Yeah, they got the paddles.
And they do things with their knuckles in places where you can't see, so that way they don't get in trouble with the university.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that
Like beat you with the bag of oranges and
TJ wouldn't
shit.
have done anything that would have degraded himself because he's always been this way, which is that you're not going to make him do anything, especially if it's multicultural and a white guy's making you do it. White guy can't make you do shit.
That's what I'm saying.
If any whips, any paddles, any sort of demeaning
None of
natured
the
thing,
above, yeah.
you would have not only walked out immediately, you would have fought all those motherfuckers and come back beat up one of these times I've known you. So I'm pretty sure TJ at least didn't get very hazed.
He would have sued.
He would have sued also.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, how can
You would have ruined the entire.
I mean, I'm always down to connect with. Slide my way. But no, how'd I put it? No, I did not. Look,
It's wild to me.
see,
Stop joining your own Illuminatis.
Yeah. I don't do it. I refuse to do the sorority, not sorority, the fraternity thing.
I was in an org, which is a
Sorority
fraternity
thing
where you didn't have to
just
get
fine.
beat up into.
Yeah.
And we beat all the fraternities in football, so all the Mexican ones.
Well,
anyway.
you weren't all beat to shit.
We weren't allowed to hang with the white fraternities because they were what are they called, like synchronized, whatever the fuck. And so like they can only do things with
safety
other.
reasons.
Well, no, they can only do with other licensed frats, or whatever. But apparently the other frats, Greeks, I should say.
Yeah.
But then the other frats that were also Greek, but they were
No.
Latino, they were able to just do events with us no matter what. Still, and the
they wanted
sororities.
to keep you away from the racist ass frat.
Oh yeah,
I
we would have lit them up in football too, which is funnier.
There would have been race wars on
Yeah,
campus.
we did full tackle football on campus. It
Motherfuckers
was
are not
great.
like let's just be honest. Like white frats are just a stepping stone. To
Yeah, and they
groups like, come on.
At least to cops.
At the very least, cops.
And there's a nice linear line between cops and white supremacy. So
literally. Quite literally. Yeah.
So point is, Freemasons can get all the smoke. You guys are just a weird little club, and I don't like you.
You came on just to hate.
And also give me $5,000, Freemasons. You owe me.
I mean, if they're a brotherhood.
I'll tell you which one it was too. I'll tell you what lodge he was born into, and probably what lodge he's in now.
Get away. Go.
I'll show you a picture. I'm gonna find him
more
right now.
Freemason hate.
Yeah, you can find him.
I'm gonna find him so I can show you. And you can look at his ugly ass kid.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
You're fucked over.
Why would I care?
He just doesn't care.
No. I think so. So there's like a certain and Sammy can correct me if I'm wrong. Once you hit that tier where Sammy doesn't care,
really
you're on the
doesn't
shit
care,
list.
yeah.
Like that's it. It takes a minute to get there. You have to really cross him.
really fuck the
But if you
dude up.
cross him, that's just a wrap.
Motherfucker thinks he's cool.
It's like Hannibal Buress.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
Dang, his ugly ass kid grew up.
Oh.
But she's a little kid now. But like,
Yeah.
as a baby,
She looks normal now, but I can only
look at this
imagine.
dumb asshole.
Stop it! Hey,
look at the dumb
we will talk about this
enemy.
later.
His enemy.
I'm not gonna, and also I'm not gonna hate on black men. Just don't do it. That's your enemy.
Hate on this one, or you're not my friend anymore.
That's your enemy, not mine.
It's your fault. You shouldn't have.
Look at Carlton looking motherfucker.
He looks untrustworthy. I'm
kid
just
look
gonna
like
say it
Carlton,
right
doesn't
now.
he?
He looks-
Stop saying that too.
No, not all black men. Fuck, you look trustworthy as fuck. I trust you with my taxes. Like,
I
no,
do.
this motherfucker looks untrustworthy. Doesn't matter because he's black. So-
Look, that's what I said.
I wouldn't have
I'm
trusted him with rent.
Look, I'm with you. I don't got no. I like throw shade at one party.
You don't,
Yeah,
Look,
I'll handle it.
all kids cute, no, but you don't have to say it. The rule is not to say it.
You know, this show has gone too far. You take it away from the black conspiracy theories.
What?
Hey guys.
Talk about ugly ass.
Yeah.
He's in LA now. I can go fight him. Let's do this.
You're doing it alone.
Thank you guys for joining today's
Is that it?
conversation.
Are we done?
Yes, thank you for
We
joining.
got a
this.
little off the rails.
Yes, I'm reining this back in. Thank you for joining today's conversation. I'll give it at least a little bit of time. If there's any more conspiracy theories that y'all guys have at the top of my head, y'all guys got 2 minutes, drop them in the chat. You want us to chat about a little bit? We'll holler at you. But other than that,
Ray Raheem got you.
yeah.
Oh, you have a whole. You
Yeah, you got a whole bunch of
got a
squad
mob.
there.
Yeah.
I feel like Dutch Vanderlyn. All right, Arthur, we got a plan. Let's go to kill this guy.
In the meantime, before I head out of here,
Here's my friend.
I'll be, as part of Blaxcellence, I want to make sure that I'm elevating black excellence where I can.
Of course.
And so I'll try and give a little bit of a shout out to some other creators and content out there as we end off some of our shows, just to give y'all guys some more content to go lean into. This one's a colleague of mine, so I want you to, and of course, I know that people in our Discord have also shared some content, so I'm gonna go through there. I'm gonna make it a better habit to end off the show with at least giving a shout out to someone somewhere to make sure that y'all guys get a little bit of love from our lovely community. But this is a friend of mine, and I know that he has been really taking a lot of fan of the show, been taking a lot of notes from us in terms of, getting the podcast game going, and want to give him a little love. And so my buddy Curlin, he has a podcast and channel called Create and Execute. It's all about tech and entrepreneurial spirit, but they bring in some great interviewers to come in and talk. Very different from our style. So they'll bring in someone, like I think he had an investor from BlackRock. I know, not too long ago. He has a show later this week that is, and I'm going to the live right now because it's all scheduled. His show later this week, diving a bit more into, oh my gosh. I believe it's touching a bit on the Jewish notes and something and some notes about that community as well.
Great.
But he's here are some of his latest shows. How far behind is politics when it comes to tech? The Kobe year. Talking about 24 and there's a lot of really good tidbits. I personally watch it. To support. No, he's going to be watching this. Tommy, he said you're his favorite host.
Oh,
I connected with him last week.
that's so nice.
And I
Fuck you too.
yeah.
Okay.
I get it.
And so yeah, I will do better to end off every show with at least one shout out to some Black creators out there and make sure that you guys are being put on game. And so go check out Create and Execute. They do a show every weekend, every Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. And it is brothers just being able to connect, chat about some really complex topics, shoot the shit. And they said, and one thing that I know that he's always bashful of, he does do skits on there as well.
Okay.
Hard on himself. I think they're fun. I think you do a good job. He's getting better at it.
That, yeah.
So hey, give him a little love. Go check out an episode and let him know that the Blaxcellence sent you there.
Yeah.
But again, if you guys have some content that you or it could be a podcast, it could be anything that you want us to talk about at the end, just give you a little bit of a shout out. Make sure that we're giving some love to our community that's been so awesome to us. And Lil Hawkins, to end off with your note, do a Blaxcellence more often. Well, guess what's coming up in February?
It's Black History Month.
Black History Month.
That's when we do the most.
Know that we do the most in Black History Month. And
before the show's over.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So you'll get you get a variety of more Blaxcellence
of the year.
And then we'll go back into hibernation till Juneteenth.
Pop up every so often. Until Juneteenth, yeah.
You get 4 episodes in February, 3 episodes in February.
The Mexicans is like America. We get a month.
We get one. But
what month is it now, you fuckers?
We're just promoting it, though.
Yeah, we're just promoting it.
We haven't dove into it yet.
Yeah, we will. But
you're the leader of this, Sam. You can say, "Hey, it's Black History Month all year round around here."
I could also say, "No more Black History."
You could go that route too.
I don't think you can fight the fans with that one. But no, of course we will have our Black History Month special. I really decided we've done this for like 3 years, so I don't know what angle to take on this one.
I mean, is it when we do our yearly Black History thing when we teach people things?
Yes. So we always teach people things. It's
no shortage of things you don't know.
So I will definitely get into. I'll reach into my magic bag of fun facts. Yeah. But I'm trying to think of an angle we haven't done before.
Granville T. Woods. Yeah.
We've done inventors.
Yeah.
We've done. You know what? I got an idea. I'll talk about it with you later.
Okay.
All right. And this is also when you see probably the most rotation or invitation of host. I will make sure that our friends are here.
Oh, it's a leap year apparently, so we get
an extra day. Woo! We get the shortest month still.
I'll be like, see, you guys deserve that. There you go.
Thank y'all so much. It was like consistency. No, thank y'all so much. Thanks for typing in. Whether it's about conspiracy theories, whether it's just about spending time with us, we really appreciate you. We do love you. We do care. Again, I believe we are back with the Sports Show next Tuesday, so come in and pop over there. Make sure you check out Create and Execute this weekend. You will? You show up this time?
Yeah, I mean.
You got to brag, hopefully.
We'll see. Well, fuck it. No, I'm bragging despite we shouldn't be here.
You should.
Yeah, there you go.
But ultimately, love y'all, care about y'all. Can't wait till y'all come back. And I am being a bad host. I forgot to do the thing that I need to, which is